It's time to read the news and weather. Time to figure out what to say. It's time to turn the channel of the Keeler Show today. Why do we always listen? Keeler's always in the know. It makes me want to call him and tell him where to go. And now let's get things started. Andrew, let's get things started.
It's time to get things started.
On the most sensational, inspirational, celebrational, Keelerational. This is what we call the Keeler Show.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
Well, listen, Buffalo Bills fans really can put a little bit of tension at ease if and McDermott, head coach McDermott, says it's day by day right now with Josh Allen's ankle. If he's not doing quite well, you don't have to risk him against the Eagles. But you certainly would want to, because there's a lot of potential home field advantage possibilities. They could still win if the Patriots lose one time and the Bills win out, so they could still win the divisions.
Can I ask you this?
No.
Go ahead, Davey.
So, if he comes out and plays good this week in practice and they play him for this game, do you sit him against? Would you sit Josh Allen and put Trubinsky in against the Jets next week?
I think a lot will depend on what's at stake.
Okay.
Don't you think?
Yes.
But
if New England wins this week and next week doesn't mean anything.
Well, that's not possible. I mean, here's the thing. If the Bills win this weekend and the Patriots win this weekend, it's still up for grabs. Because the Patriots only need to lose one more time in one of these next two games,
which is against the Jets and the
Dolphins. And because they're division games, if the Bills were to win out, they would win the division. So, I don't know what their plan is. Ultimately, the big goal is to make sure everybody's healthy for after the first of the year.
Right.
Good morning. We are the day before, the night before, as Manaski said, Christmas. The day before, the night before Christmas. And tomorrow morning, we're live from 6 a.m. until 12 noon. Hope you'll be joining in, and you might be doing some cooking or cleaning or just sitting around doing nothing. There'll be a lot of people coming through these doors. It's catered and sponsored by It's a Utica Thing Kitchen and Bar. And if you want to check them out for the holidays, you can make a reservation over there. They have a big New Year's Eve planned. And every guest that comes in tomorrow will leave with a jar of It's a Utica Thing marinade or Riggy sauce, one or the other.
Ooh.
And Manaski and I were just talking about it. Jar sauces, I mean, you grew up in a chef's family.
Yeah.
So jar sauces, you wouldn't even think of such a thing. But this is a really good jar sauce.
It really is. Everything that he does over there is delicious, and obviously it's taken off for him. I mean, you can get it in supermarkets, etc., and it is a delicious sauce, and I love the variety. He's got one that's more, garlic. He's got one that's a marinade. He's got one that's, as you said, the Riggy sauce.
There is their sauces are now in around the country in like Home Goods. What's the place where you can get $20 name brand jeans there over in the Consumer Square? TJ Maxx.
Thank you.
All of those places, you can get them in there now. So it's
wait,
pretty wild.
Wait, stop.
They have a whole sauce section.
You're
Home
kidding
Goods
me.
has a whole sauce section where you get these gourmet sauces.
And TJ Maxx?
I think TJ
you can
Maxx.
get sneakers.
You can get
your nice
foods. You can get
sweaters,
olive oils over there.
Jeans at TJ Maxx?
Yeah.
When did that happen?
I don't know. Maybe it's not TJ Maxx. Maybe I just dreamed about it. But if you go to that far back section of TJ Maxx, you'll find all these foodie type things that you can give to somebody and say, here's something gourmet. I spent a lot of money on it. Not. Ray Stajic is with the Weather Channel, and we're looking for a little bit of a weather pattern going through, and it's already starting to rain right now. Welcome to the day before Christmas, Adam, as you call it. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I stole it from somebody, and just recently, too. I was like, I kind of don't get it. They're like, well, it's Christmas Eve, so the day before Christmas. Yeah, I think everybody gets it. That's the best I can
think
do,
so.
Bill. I'm sorry.
I liked it. Listen, it's the subtle things in life that keep me going, so.
Exactly.
I like
exactly. It. And, next couple of days, it's kind of sloppy. I guess that's a decent word for it. Through the Mohawk Valley, probably a mix of rain and snow and a sloppy couple of inches. I'll include anywhere from Utica and even on off towards Syracuse, right along the thruway of that kind of sloppy 1 to 3. And with temperatures marginal, close to or within a couple degrees of freezing this morning, a lot of the stickage is probably going to be on the back roads, the untreated road surfaces. Thruway is probably just wet, and it's probably going to stay that way even through today. The North Country probably pick up a few more inches, get up near Boonville and maybe up into northern parts of Herkimer and Hamilton counties with winter weather advisories, maybe a little bit more snow. So with a little elevation, we might do a little bit better, even down to the southern tier from Binghamton and off toward Cortland, and places like the Catskills could see 3 or 4 inches, but not a big storm. Just one of those ones where you're kind of like, is it going to rain or is it going to snow? And it's those big, wet, gloppy kind of snowflakes with temperatures at or maybe even getting above freezing at times into the afternoon.
I have some family members coming in on the train coming up from the city, and I got to say, coming up the Hudson, that's going to be a pretty ride today with the snow coming down. Yeah.
Yeah, it should be in Hudson Valley, expecting a couple of inches of snow. In the city, kind of a rain-snow mix. So as you head north, I don't know, Metro North or Amtrak?
I believe it'll be Amtrak, yeah.
It'll be Amtrak, yeah. As you head north, it'll look nice, especially as you get further north up into Putnam and Dutchess counties, and you look across the river and you look over into Ulster County toward the Catskills. It's probably going to look a little bit nicer the further north you go, but changeable as we go through the next few days, especially toward the end of the week. There's another chance of snow on Friday, maybe another accumulating few inches, and then end of the weekend, a little rain and snow, and then it's going to turn, I think, sharply colder toward the end of the month and as we get into early January. Been looking up in Canada and into Alaska, especially where current air temperatures in the Yukon. This is air temperature, no wind. 61 below zero right now.
Oh, my goodness. What?
61 below zero, 56 below. Watson Lake, I don't even know where the heck that is, but it's somewhere up there.
Yeah.
54 below. And, obviously we're going to modify that polar air mass, but I think we're going to get maybe briefly milder as we look ahead towards the early part of the weekend and into Sunday, but then sharply colder Monday, Tuesday, and even as we get into the new year, it looks like we'll settle in for more cold air and more opportunities for snow too, and more lake effect snow probably coming too.
I have a couple for you here. Number one, when we had that rain last week in the warm-up, we almost hit, it was like 67 degrees or something. I mean, I can't believe how warm it got. But
Richard.
We lost.
Richard, call him out.
Sorry, whatever it was. We lost a lot of snow. I was really surprised in the valley. But it's amazing how much it melted. And I'm assuming that's because the ground really hasn't reached that real frost point that it will.
Yeah, we had early snow, and the cold came kind of at the same time. So it was a combination of that. And I mean, when you're talking about 60s, it really doesn't take all that much, and you get rain. And that's really the snow eater, too. I mean, there's still snow on the ground, obviously, in the Adirondacks is where the thicker snowpack is. It's gotten a little thin, but they'll get more. And, it's been back and forth in the long range. Beginning of the week, it was looking like milder, but now it looks like it'll be a little bit colder, this system. And then I think the one coming in as we get into Friday and Friday night could produce another few inches. And I think that one's going to be more snow than anything else. We won't have to worry about rain. So that's going to be a travel day Friday, or returning some of the gifts. It could be a little more dicey than today, I would say. And then it looks like I think that next Arctic front comes through some kind of Sunday night, then we're really, really going to start getting much colder.
And then my final little ditty here this morning. One of the things we're dealing with here in New York State is the governor is on a mission to lower the amount of salt that is used on the roads because it's getting into the water, it's getting into the lakes, it's killing fish, and there's a real effort to use sand instead of salt. Now that's not exclusive. I will tell you, I can clearly tell you somewhere this morning from my house to the studio, they must have been using salt. I had opened my tailgate and like a whole bunch of drippage came off and landed, I swear to you, right in my mouth. And it was it was the saltiest taste. Immediately I have to spit it out, but it's telling me they're using salt on the roads today.
There's a sand salt mix, and it's ugly and it's messy. I don't know. I wonder if we could, or maybe we should have evolved further by now. We've been using salt for how long? I mean, decades and decades. There's got to be something. I mean, we started with this beet juicer, this pre-layer thing now too.
Yes,
I don't know.
The brine, they call it.
Yeah, the brine. That also. And I don't really know how much that helps. I personally don't really think it helps much, especially in a bigger event. But it might. It could.
They say that's just water and salt, that brine.
But I have to call BS on that because we're going to get into it now. No, Bill, we've talked about this. Ray, up here for the last couple of years, you would see before a storm like we're supposed to get today, this mix of rain and snow, or even straight
four
snow.
lines on the road.
You'd see striping on the road. They would come down with these
the night before,
and you would see it.
Yeah.
And then we were told, well, this is preferable because when we drop the rock salt, a lot of times the plow comes by, it shoots the rock salt off the road. The salt hasn't even done its job. It's essentially wasted rock salt. But if we lay it down, put a layer down before the snow comes, it helps it melt it as it's falling, et cetera, et cetera. People have messaged in, and we have talked about they're not using it anymore. They're not using it.
All I can tell you,
they're not sanding it either.
All I can tell you is I tasted I tasted a lot of salt this morning. So
how did it taste?
It was good.
Salty.
Listen, Ray, it was a salty wake up. Woke me right up. All right, listen, we appreciate everything you do, and tomorrow is our big show. We go from 6 a.m. until noon. I don't know if we have the opportunity to talk to you tomorrow, but I'll let you work that out with Davey. Either way, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, happy snow, and snowmobiling and all of that stuff.
All right, Bill.
All right,
Take care.
Ray. Thank you so much. Ray Stajic with the Weather Channel.
Am I wrong? They're not doing it.
I'm only saying I agree with you until that mouthful that I got this morning. It was almost like a chunk of wet and snow that came off my tailgate.
Well, and
landed right in my mouth.
I think there's no question. Obviously, they are still salting the roads, and especially when you get rain and we had some melt off.
Yeah.
All that stuff that was in the snowbanks kind of runs back onto the road, and the roads are still salty.
Yeah.
They're still salty.
I would
we were
say,
told
though,
this was like the new way to fight Christmas. It was the new way to fight winter storms, and they used it for a couple years, and apparently it's not.
Then we decided environment first, and
this was supposed to be more environmental.
I know. And here's your question: is it better off to protect the environment, or to protect you from driving into the rear end of the vehicle in front of you? Accidents, et cetera, et cetera. I do kind of wonder. There's certainly a trade-off here. But the brine, you're right, was designed to use less salt and
not waste.
not waste.
Yeah.
So I really don't know. We will have to see here. All right, Manaski has an update for this Tuesday morning.
Thank you, Bill. House Minority Whip Catherine Clark says Democrats are working to get the full release of the Epstein files. Clark accused the White House of working with the Justice Department to engage in a massive cover-up to avoid complying with the Epstein Files Transparency Act. Her comments came after the DOJ released thousands of Epstein-related files on Friday, but it was not the entirety of the department's materials. Brown University is moving to overhaul campus security after that deadly shooting that killed 2 and injured 9 more. The Ivy League school has placed its vice president for public safety, Rodney Chapman, on leave as part of the review. Meanwhile, the U.S. Department of Education is launching an investigation into possible violations of the Clery Act, which governs how colleges report campus crime and safety policies. President Trump is unveiling a new fleet of Trump-class battleships, calling them the most lethal warships the world has ever seen. Speaking from Florida, Trump said 2 ships will be built first, followed by 8 more, with plans eventually reaching 25 battleships. The announcement comes as tensions rise with Venezuela after the U.S. seized additional oil tankers. The FDA is recalling 83,000 bags of potentially radioactive frozen shrimp sold at stores in the Northeast.
Radioactive shrimp.
In the Northeast, too. The raw shrimp sold in 1-pound bags with April 2027 Best Buy dates was available at Safeway, Price Chopper, Jewel Osco?
Really?
Is that how that's Jewel Osco? And Lucky supermarkets.
Well,
yes,
the
Price Chopper is
clearly
one.
recognized Price Chopper.
No illnesses have been reported, but the FDA warns repeated exposure could raise cancer risk. Consumers are urged to not eat the shrimp and return it to the store for a refund.
I think you can tell. They say if the shrimp is glowing, don't eat it.
Well, and I paused after I said return it to the store. Do you even want to be handling the bag? You want to just throw it in the garbage, rinse out the freezer, and maybe
you can bring it to the store, but on the way there's going to be a truck that guys in white hazmat suits are going to come out and pull out their little Geiger meter, and you're going to be in big trouble.
If you were half listening, I'll repeat that story. Potentially radioactive frozen shrimp being recalled by the FDA. 1-pound bags with a Best Buy date of April 2027. Sold at Safeway, Price Chopper, Jewel Osco, and Lucky supermarkets.
All right.
Today, Bill, we called it Christmas Adam the day before, the night before. Today is Festivus.
Festivus for the rest of us.
The quirky holiday made famous by the 90s sitcom Seinfeld, created from the traditions of a writer's father in the 1960s. It features an aluminum pole instead of a tree, an airing of grievances to share disappointments, and feats of strength. Some fans still celebrate the offbeat holiday each year. And a new survey shows most Americans prefer staying in hotels over visiting family or friends during the holidays.
That's our rule. We don't stay at anybody's house. It's kind of my rule.
Yeah.
I just don't. I want to be able to just relax and say, can you believe what she just said? Right? Without fearing that there might be a camera, or sometimes you need that moment away at the hotel, staying at someone's house. Although we have a guest room and we encourage people to stay, I'm a hotel guy.
It's the family huddle. How are we going to attack this dinner tonight?
That's exactly right.
None of us want to go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the report from hotel booking app Hotel Tonight says about 61% cite privacy as the main reason. Others enjoy hotel perks like pools and bars. Another survey by Upgraded Points found over 60% of travelers favor hotels over short-term rentals, which is like an Airbnb for their trip.
Yeah. Those you have to be careful of, too. You never know where they have these devices you can bring with you that are like meters that will read if there is a camera in the room.
Oh, yeah.
And you got to be careful because a lot of these these bread and breakfasts or the whatever, you never know what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah, well, you can bring that wand, too, the next time you go buy shrimp at the grocery store.
That's right.
Checking for radioactive materials. All right, here's your Weather Center forecast, which could get messy today.
All right, Old Man Winter trying to pay us a visit here the day before Christmas Eve. Let's call it Christmas Adam. A little bit of snow around here mixing with maybe some rain with winter weather advisories until tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. So it's going to be tough with accumulations. Generally around 1 to 3 inches across the Mohawk Valley, coming through Utica and Syracuse. Points north may get a little bit more. Same thing for the southern tier where you may get more snowfall. And as we head on through tonight, snow showers will mix with rain early. Over to snow showers later, 30 degrees. Clouds tomorrow with a high of 32. Christmas Day, cloudy, 35. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stejik, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Currently, we are at 31 degrees right now, and some snow coming down.
Not unattractive. Turn me on tonight, 'cause I'm radioactive.
Of course, the shrimp song, if you recall. Let's go to Ryan Schmelz from Fox News Radio standing by right now. Ryan, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Happy Festivus for the rest of us. Good morning.
Exactly. Happy Festivus.
And that we bring that up because I don't know if you know this, but Senator Rand Paul releases this time every year his annual Festivus report. And I believe today is the day it's coming out.
Well, they air grievances 24/7, 365 in Congress. It's constantly airing of grievances.
Well, this is his greatest top 10 list of the year, I think. So.
Well, and this is also what has, I think, made him a national, he gave him a national profile with doing his Festivus every year. And, some of the things in here, I think people would definitely question what the government spends its money on. And look, Rand Paul's been one of the more consistent people when it comes to this. I mean, he voted against the One Big Beautiful Bill Act because he didn't like the numbers on the national debt, and he's been pretty consistent on that.
So, what are his big? There's a lot to gripe about this year, it seems.
Yeah. Well, there's going to be a lot of probably similar stuff to what we saw last year because remember, Rand Paul or the Congress has passed CRs over and over again, so pretty much a continuation of Biden era spending. Now, some of that was removed with DOGE, but not a lot of it was. So, what he's kind of teased so far is to Fox News was $2 million on teaching people to eat bugs. $1 million teaching ferrets to binge drink alcohol, $250,000 teaching Pakistani kids about climate change. So that's just a teaser right there.
Yeah. And Rand Paul is one who hates us getting involved in outside conflicts. So the removal from things, it seemed that where President Trump was going to go in this 4-year term packed into 1 year that we're currently experiencing still. Boy, we're all over the place. We're militarily all over, from going to no longer be the policeman of the world. Boy, we are doing a lot of policing out there.
Oh yeah, and look, I mean, Rand Paul had quite a fascinating question that he was asked, where he was asked if he was going to endorse J.D. Vance for president in 2028, and he pretty much said no. He ran through a lot of issues that he has with how the administration is running the country in terms of trade, in terms of some other issues. And that's quite fascinating to see Rand Paul take that stance and to be one of the first people to be hesitant about J.D. Vance's prospects for 2028.
Yeah. All right. Very, very interesting. And this has this list of his has given him that national reach. People are this gained and continues to gain a great deal of national attention. This Festivus list. Yeah,
oh, it certainly does, and it's kind of been a part of Rand Paul's brand. I mean, he ran for Congress on this reckless spending issue, and it's still something that he's been talking about ever since.
Yeah. All right, interesting stuff. Ryan Schmelz, happy holidays. Thank you so much, and we'll talk again soon. Thanks, man.
Of course, same to you.
All right. Ryan Schmelz with Fox News Radio. We'll do a quick break and come back. I have some comments already. Lance and Lee is, listen, what am I on? Double secret probation again? No one's reading my messages. I'm trying to get stuff out, and Jeff is ignoring me. We'll talk about that coming up in a second. Some other stuff. Oh, yes, that nut cake there from the Sticker Mule is all over me. Apparently, I don't know. I struck a nerve. He called me all sorts of names and a Smullen supporter and interested in his bathroom habits. Well, I can gladly tell you why I'm interested in his bathroom habits. We'll explain that. Of all things for this nut job to bring up, it's that, and I'll just explain it. It's very easy to explain, and it really spawned a great deal of suspicion in all of us.
I'm so curious.
Oh, you should be.
He's taking aim at you?
Oh, I'll read it coming up in a second. Stand by. It's 6:49 at WIBX.
So Pure Talk just had their best year ever and asked me if I'd like to thank their customers on their behalf for being so awesome. I said sure. It's important to say thanks, especially this time of year, which is why, as one of their many satisfied customers, I should probably thank Pure Talk first. for keeping their customer service in this country and for providing hundreds of American jobs. I appreciate that. I also appreciate their Roundup program, which makes it easy to support America's Warrior Partnership and join the fight against veteran suicide. And I love that Pure Talk donated 1,000 hand-sewn Made in America flags to veterans around Independence Day. And of course, I really appreciate their generous support of my own foundation, MicroWorks, and their commitment to help us train the next generation of skilled workers. Having said all that, it's now my pleasure, on behalf of everyone at Pure Talk, to thank you sincerely for choosing to do business with an American wireless company that actually stands for something. And one more thing. Merry Christmas.
Hello, I'm Oneida County Executive Anthony Pacenti. As we gather with our family and friends to celebrate the holiday season, we have much to be grateful for. What I am most grateful for is the generosity of all our people. I'm overwhelmed to see the outpouring of love and support spread throughout this community in so many ways. It's what makes this place we call home so special. While celebrating with loved ones, please be safe. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and Happy Holidays to all.
Don't risk losing the news, sports, and weather that AM radio delivers. When cell and internet service fail, AM is your lifeline. With time running out, your voice matters. Text AM to 39179 and tell Congress vote yes on the AM Radio for Every Vehicle Act to keep AM radio in cars.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to stop.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
Hurt in a car? Call William Attar. 315-444-4444.
Celebrating 100 years.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
Fine, or maybe go in and just read it for me. Why don't you go in and read it right now? All right? Because I can't find it. I thought I had it here. Oh, we're back. And we're back on the Phil Stern Show. Good morning. Good morning. 6:52.
Bill Keeler is a sticker mule. Get your calls in now. 315-736-0186.
A few comments here this morning. Donna is up bright and early. And why are you drinking diet soda? The chemicals in diet drinks and food is cancer-causing. If you're going to drink a drink regularly, that comes from the doc. That is, I don't know that necessarily is the case. How in terms of the cancer-causing thing. I mean, a lot of people drink diet sodas and drink a lot of it, but a lot of people also have cancer. I'm trying to get this to stop. And I don't drink a lot of it, but I drink,
It's like your morning cup of coffee.
It is. And I do drink espresso, and there are my drinking habits. Oh, and vodka. Probably vodka is worse than the Diet Pepsi.
I don't know, Bill. Look at the ingredient list. That's usually a telltale sign.
Okay. All right.
And I'm not part of that. It was thought to be a conspiracy years ago with the diet things they put in the drinks. Was it cancer causing? I guess officially there's nothing definitive.
Yeah.
But I do find it interesting that some countries ban products that we say, no, that's fine. That's fine.
We do that. Mike commenting, I wonder who the 2 Trump battleships will be named after. Hillary, she's a fighter. Sleepy Joe, Epstein, who will they be named after? And I do think Trump is having a moment where he is trying to name everything after himself. Like everything. So battleships, why not?
25 of them.
Okay.
All right. So you want this Constantino thing?
Constantino. He is a guy who's in his mind is like completely connected with Trump, and is running for the congressional seat that is being exited by Elise Stefanik. He ran the last time that he didn't run, remember, when she was going to be ambassador to the United Nations, but then didn't make it. And he has apparently a lot of disposable income. His business, he says, is the most successful thing in the world. He also created that large sign. Was it in Schenectady or Amsterdam, wherever it was, that he put up, and the village said no, or city said no, it's too large. You got to bring it down. He wouldn't bring it down. It was a big vote Trump sign. And you could see it from the New York State Thruway. So that became his claim to fame, if you will, and then he ran. He's been in studio several times, or at least a handful of times here. And Manaski, he recently went after me. I had a couple people send me the message last night, but I can't find it now. You found it.
Yeah, it's on his Facebook page. Thank you, Smitty. And he's got a good picture of you. It's from the show. This is a good picture of you.
All right, thank you.
So, right, here we go. Creepy, far left, Constantino-hating radio jock Bill Keeler hates President Trump and Elise Stefanik, but loves Slimeball Smullen, a.k.a. Slime Bob. I'll give him credit. That's a nice way to come up with someone's nickname, Slime Bob, instead of Slime
What do you
Ball.
think he's trying to be here? I feel like just be yourself, and you're never going to be President Trump, but all right, you can try.
Keeler is the WBIX creep who viciously trashed...
And he's a dyslexic.
He corrects it later. Creep who viciously trashed Elise Stefanik, calling her horrible names until I shut him down, which prompted him to cut my mic.
Okay, can I talk about these? You want me to go through these one by one?
Sure.
Okay, I never said anything negative about Elise Stefanik. It was a joke. I knew he was tight with Elise Stefanik, and I was kind of trying to break the ice with him because it was tense. And I said, you're the one that came out and called Elise Stefanik a scumbag or something like that, a terrible person or whatever. And instead of going along with the joke or getting the joke, he's like, how dare you say that about Elise Stefanik? I really didn't say that about Elise Stefanik. That's not the point of what and apparently doesn't have the intellect to be able to figure that out. And, sometimes we deal with people that are lesser than, and we have no choice but to usually feel bad for them and help them along with their because they tend to walk from the behind. They're a little slow.
Keeler then went on to write a truly bizarre blog post about me.
I thought it was brilliant.
Where he fantasized about my bathroom habits, devoting an entire paragraph to his interest in why I go pee before interviews.
Okay, Davey, why did we talk about the bathroom thing? Do you remember? You were a part of it. Get on the microphone.
Hop on, yeah.
Why did we talk about the bathroom thing? So
you asked me to go come in and get him into the studio, and I went to find him. He was nowhere.
Not even that. He said, wait a minute, I got to go to the bathroom first. So we hit the bumper. We're ready for him. He's been waiting in the green room for 10 minutes. He had plenty of time to go to the bathroom. And the moment he's going to come on the air, he says, wait, I can't. And he had to go to the bathroom. And my observation was, that's odd. You had all the time in the world to go to the bathroom, and I felt that he came out of the bathroom very amped up.
Oh.
And that's what he's talking about. Now, I'm not making any implication by that whatsoever.
I wish you did, because I had a good joke for it.
But I'm going to tell you, it was really abnormal to me, and he was extremely amped up and ready to go, almost like maybe we went in there because he used to box, I think, so maybe he did a little smelling salts or something, in the bathroom. Isn't that where you do the smelling salts? Wake you up! I am awake now for the interview. Let's go.
I want to know if Keeler has cameras in the WIBX bathrooms that he uses to spy on guests. He seems like the type that would.
Yeah, well, then you don't know me. I'm the guy that plugged the hole. There was a hole in the sheetrock in the bathroom. Remember that?
Please don't remind me.
I had to plug that hole because I was just fearful that somebody might be using it for something.
Either way, quote, birds of a feather flock together. End quote. So I am not surprised that Slimeball Smullen absolutely loves going on Keeler's show. They are two slime balls that complement each other well, and I wouldn't be surprised if they both spent some bathroom time together.
Okay.
And he ends it with this one.
Probably doing smelling salts.
Whatever happened to equal time? I'll say this in 10 seconds. Equal time has to do with commercial buys, number one. Number two, Anthony, we would love to have you on the show.
Yeah, come on down.
Davey
You're the next
says
contestant.
you reached out. We'd love to have you on.
We've
Please
reached
come on.
out. He has not responded.
We want to talk about your candidacy, and we can exchange jabs, too.
Let me break.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, celebrating 100 years.
Another alleged narco-terrorist dead in the water. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, and another U.S. military strike targeting illegal drug trafficking boats off the coast of Venezuela. In a crackdown on leader Nicolas Maduro's regime, President Trump says,
"We have a massive armada formed, the biggest we've ever had.
This is now the 29th strike against an alleged drug boat. U.S. Southern Command says one man was killed. The death toll now topping 100 as the administration doubles down on Operation Southern Spear.
Fox's Madeline Rivera.
Russia is pledging full support for Maduro's government as China condemns the United States seizures of 2 oil tankers off the coast of Venezuela.
And the U.S. continues to pursue a third tanker alleged to be carrying black market sanctioned oil. After another round of peace talks over the weekend said to be progressing, trying to stop Russia's war, another bombardment.
Ukraine says it was attacked overnight with dozens of missiles and more than 600 drones. There have been widespread power cuts as a result, particularly in the southern Odessa region. President Volodymyr Zelensky said the Russian attacks were an attempt to damage Ukraine's maritime infrastructure.
Fox's Jonathan Savage, at least 3 Ukrainians reported dead. The Justice Department's released thousands more files from the Jeffrey Epstein sex trafficking investigation, but some in Congress are not happy.
Threatening to hold Attorney General Pam Bondi in contempt of Congress or even impeach her. Republican Thomas Massey and Democrat Ro Khanna say the DOJ is still withholding Epstein files. The DOJ contends it's complying with the law passed by Congress. But even some GOP members say the White House is playing with fire, especially since the files are so important to the Trump coalition.
Fox's Chad Pergam at the Capitol. You didn't hit the Powerball jackpot last night. Neither did I. Nobody won it. So the fortune's even bigger tomorrow night. $1.7 billion, the 4th largest lottery prize ever. America's listening to Fox News.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, E-T-H-O-S, ethos.com/Mike.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-486-9600. That's 800-486-9600.
More than a week after the Brown University shooting, as investigators keep trying to figure out why the gunman, who later killed an MIT professor in Massachusetts and then himself in New Hampshire, there's a federal probe into Brown.
The Department of Education says it will examine whether Brown University violated the Clery Act, which requires universities that receive federal financial aid to maintain certain campus safety standards. That's according to a statement released Monday night. It comes as Brown President Christina H. Paxson has placed Vice President for Public Safety and Emergency Management Rodney Chapman on leave. She made the announcement in a letter sent to the university, saying she will replace him on an interim basis with retired Colonel Hugh T. Clements, Jr., a former Providence police chief. Chapman has been criticized for Brown's lax security in the days since the December 13th shooting, which left 2 students dead and several others injured. Tanya J. Powers, Fox News.
3 prisoners who broke out of a jail in Decatur, Georgia, are back in custody, captured less than 24 hours after the escape. On Wall Street, stock futures barely budging ahead of today's trading. On Monday Night Football, a 5th straight loss for the Indianapolis Colts. A big win for 3 other teams.
Phillip Rivers put forth a valiant effort on Monday Night Football, but a 4th-quarter interception from the 44-year-old sealed the Colts' fate.
Quick throw, picked off the other way, D. Winters, and he is gone. This is a pick 6.
That was courtesy of ESPN as the 49ers beat the Colts 48-27, and San Francisco has now won 5 straight, with Brock Purdy throwing a career-high 5 touchdown passes. With the Niners win, the Jaguars, Chargers, and Bills clinch playoff spots. Joe Morgan, Fox News.
A team that is out of playoff contention after winning 3 recent Super Bowls, the Kansas City Chiefs, will be moving across the state line from Missouri to Kansas, where they'll build a new domed stadium for the Chiefs for the 2031 season. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
We have mostly cloudy skies. It is snowing outside. WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM news time is 7:05. Good morning. I'm Jeff Manaski. This news update is brought to you by John's Mobile Home Parts and Accessories in Oriskany Falls. For all of your mobile home needs, it's worth the trip. Visit johnsmobilehomeparts.com for more information. Well, if you're heading to your holiday destinations early or have some last-minute shopping to do today, expect some slippery conditions. A winter weather advisory is in effect for southern Oneida County, Madison, and Onondaga counties as well. It'll continue until 7 a.m. tomorrow. Forecasters say 2 to 5 inches of snow is possible in some areas. We'll take a closer look at your forecast coming up in just 2 minutes. A former guard at Marcy Correctional Facility will get to remain free on bail as he tries to withdraw his guilty plea. David Walters was one of 10 officers indicted in connection with the brutal beating death of Robert Brooks last December. He accepted a plea deal that could have put him behind bars for up to 7 years, but his lawyer claims the judge changed his mind on a key part of the case. 2 fellow corrections officers who went on trial were acquitted on murder charges. Mohawk Valley Health System is issuing a request for expressions of interest for the redevelopment of the former St. Elizabeth Medical Campus. The more than 21-acre site on Genesee Street is set for a transformation in a mostly residential neighborhood. That redevelopment looks to provide market rate housing while preserving the historic character of the area and enhancing South Utica. The city of Utica is a partner in this as well. You can find more information on the St. Elizabeth Campus Reuse Master Plan on their website. A story out of Onondaga County where the executive there, Ryan McMahon, says 6 communities are at risk of running out of water if residents don't take action. The problem is being caused by a large break in a 42-inch pipe that carries Lake Ontario water from a pump station in Clay to reservoirs. The affected areas include DeWitt, Manlius, Pompey, Sullivan, Lenox, and Lincoln. McMahon says the county is preparing for the possibility of no water service, and he's urging everyone to conserve water until that break is repaired. WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM news time. Coming up on 7:08, your Weather Center forecast is brought to you by Clinton Tractor, the leader in service. Visit clintontractor.net.
All right, Old Man Winter trying to pay us a visit here the day before Christmas Eve. Let's call it Christmas Adam. A little bit of snow around here mixing with maybe some rain with winter weather advisories until tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. So it's going to be tough with accumulations. Generally around 1 to 3 inches and then across the Mohawk Valley coming through Utica and Syracuse. Points north may get a little bit more. Same thing for the southern tier where you may get more snowfall. But as we head on through tonight, snow showers will mix with rain early. Over to snow showers later, 30 degrees. Clouds tomorrow with a high of 32. Christmas Day, cloudy, 35. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stidgick, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Cloudy skies, 32 degrees, and some light snowfall at 7:08. All right, in sports, Week 16 of the NFL season is wrapped up. Week 17 actually begins tomorrow night. No, Thursday night. The San Francisco 49ers capped off the week with a 48-27 road win over the Colts on Monday Night Football. The Niners have won 5 straight games. They still have a shot at the NFC's top seed with a current record of 11-4. The Colts' playoff chances took a major hit as they now drop to 8-7 after a 7-2 start this season. The Colts' loss, though, clinches playoff spots for the Buffalo Bills, Jacksonville Jaguars, and LA Chargers. 5 of the 7 AFC playoff spots are now filled, with all of the division titles still up for grabs. In the NFC, 5 playoff spots also locked up, with the Eagles the only team so far to claim a division crown. Week 17 kicks off on Christmas Day with a triple header. Steelers star DK Metcalf is done for the regular season unless he wins an appeal. The NFL suspended the receiver for Pittsburgh's last 2 games for throwing a punch at a fan during Sunday's game against the Lions in Detroit. Now, lawyers representing the Spectator said that no racial misogynistic, or hate-based language was used during the incident. Metcalf reportedly has a history with that fan going back to his time with the Seattle Seahawks. And again, he is appealing the decision. The Chiefs have received some good news, decent news, regarding quarterback Gardner Minshew's knee injury. ESPN says Minshew does not have a torn ACL, as the team initially feared. The 29-year-old suffered the injury in his left knee during the team's loss to the Titans in Week 16. Tests show the ACL remains intact. Minshew was placed on injured reserve Monday, which paves the way for Chris Oladokin to make his first career start against the Denver Broncos on Christmas night. Of course, Kansas City is already without Patrick Mahomes, who did tear his ACL. Bill, the Chiefs are moving. Did you hear about this story?
I did. They're moving to Kansas.
They're moving from Missouri to the state of Kansas.
It's Missouri.
Missouri. To the state of Kansas. And they're still going to be the Kansas City Chiefs, and they're going to get a new stadium. That is the plan. When I first heard this story, I'm like, wait a minute. They're going to be the Alabama Chiefs now?
Yeah.
Or something like that. But no, they're just moving from, because there's a Kansas City in Missouri and in Kansas.
Right, but they have played in that stadium forever, right?
I think since the 70s. It might be the oldest NFL stadium right now, Arrowhead.
Yeah.
So the Chiefs are moving, so when you hear that story, don't freak out like I did.
You know what that is? That is, we pitched it to wherever they are right now, and they didn't. But over here in Kansas, they were all in. They threw all this money at us. They're going to help us build the stadium.
I was going to say I haven't read the details, but
it's money, money, money.
Yeah, I'm sure the government in one state is offering more than the government in another state. Syracuse basketball got a win last night against Stonehill. Should not come as a surprise. 77-48 was the final. The Orange held the Skyhawks to just 14 of 53 shooting and a dominant defensive performance. Senior J.J. Starling etched his name into the Syracuse record books, becoming the 67th, 6'7", player in program history to score 1,000 points for the Orange. He finished with a season-high 20 points last night.
Let's see. I have a couple of comments on your Constantine, whatever his name is. After listening to this rant, I think he should change the name of the company from Sticker Mule to Sticker Jackass. Yeah, I think you may be right. Interesting stuff. So hold on. We'll take a break.
We'll hear from Lance as well this morning.
There is an outbreak, and it's a big one. And we're going to talk to Dr. Ken Hall about it coming up in a second. Stand by. It's the Tuesday before Wednesday, which is Christmas Eve. Our Christmas Eve extravaganza brought to you by It's a Utica Thing Kitchen and Bar and their catering. You can still reach out. If you have an event and you're like, I just can't get everything done, I need help for Christmas dinner or New Year's or whatever, reach out to It's a Utica Thing. They are still taking orders as we speak. At It's a Utica Thing in North Utica. Quick break at WIBX.
Brought to you by Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
BME Company Business Machines and Equipment has been delivering office solutions for businesses in upstate New York for over 30 years. Their success comes from finding the right document management strategies and software solutions for streamlining workflows. Simply put, BME provides fast, reliable service at the best value to keep your business running smoothly. Through BME's strategic partnership with Hummel's Office Plus, they distribute supplies for just about every machine in your office at a great price. BME welcomes the opportunity to serve your business, selling, leasing, and service in Canon and Kyocera devices, as well as FP mailing solutions. An important part of BME's culture is supporting the communities they're fortunate to work in, and BME recognizes that support is one reason for their success. The future of business in BME's area is encouraging, and the company is grateful to be a part of that growth. Call BME Company at 315-574-8200 or visit BMEcompany.com. BME Company Office Solutions. Made simple.
Looking to slide into savings with a reliable ride without the brand new price tag? Then it's time to bundle up the deals at Steep Ponte Chevrolet in Herkimer. Check out their Car Bravo certified pre-owned vehicles, perfect for winter adventures, from holiday road trips to frosty morning commutes. Each vehicle is backed by a certified warranty and low financing options. Right now, qualified buyers can lock in chilly cool rates as low as 3.9% for 36 months on select Car Bravo certified pre-owned vehicles like Chevrolet Equinox, Trax, Trailblazer, and Traverse. You'll drive away warm, confident in a Car Bravo certified pre-owned vehicle. Don't wait. These winter savings will melt away soon. Head to Steep Ponte Chevrolet, where it's always easy to do business. Chevrolet, together, let's drive. Visit them on State Route 28 in Herkimer or at steeppontechevy.com. Customers must qualify for top-tier financing with GM Financial. All taxes and fees due on delivery. Must take delivery by December 31st. Customer must qualify for top-tier credit through GM Financial. See salesperson for details.
10 athletes will face the toughest job interview in fitness that will push past physical and mental breaking points. You are the fittest of the fit. Only one of you will leave here with an iFit contract for $250,000.
This is when mindset comes in.
Someone will be eliminated.
Pressure is coming down.
Trainer Games on Prime Video January 8th. Watch the trailer on trainergames.com.
My name is Whitney Allen. I'm a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
The 2026 Seize the Deal golf cart is back, and it's about to make you the coolest gift giver this holiday season. For only $75, you get 15 rounds of golf at some of the area's top courses. 15 rounds, $75. Play favorite courses like Sequoia Knolls Golf Course, Cannon Valley Country Club, and Otsego Golf Club, plus plenty more. But heads up, when they're gone, they're gone. So get your 2026 Seize the Deal golf cart now at seizethedeal.com or log into this station's website.
Celebrating 100 years.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
Well, good morning, and it's 7:17. Tomorrow we're on the air from 6 a.m. until 12 noon. I hope you tune in. It's a big show. In a little bit, I want to go through some of the names. I describe this show as like a variety show, almost. You want to kill it? Would you say that has some accuracy to it? Like an old variety show where you have somebody coming in saying, trying to be funny. Others are just coming in to say Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Malanza, Badanza, whatever. And then you have performers and all sorts of stuff. So it is a plethora of entertainment for 6 hours. And you're in for the long haul with us.
Yeah, and especially if you're doing some cooking tomorrow, if you're traveling, if you're crazy like Davey and I guess kind of me, and although I think I completed my shopping yesterday, I always happen to find one more thing I think my son would like. But Commercial Drive's crazy. So if you're out dealing with the chaos, I think we can make your day a little bit easier.
It's a fun show, and it'll be up on YouTube archived as well, where you'll be able to check it out.
Consumer Square is a madhouse, by the way, as you might expect.
I want to throw out, just give you an idea. When I say a lot of people will be walking through the doors, let me explain. Father Sean O'Brien will be in. Mike Gentile. Fritz and Fritz's Polka Band will be performing. Willie Waffle is on. Andrea Heath from the Utica Zoo. Hobica's in. Steve Hauk. Heather Tehan from DOT will do a Hobica free money question tomorrow, like we will today. Music from Mark Bolos from Big Apple Music. Marianne Buttonshaw, Gary Heenan. Utica football coach Blaise is in. Samantha Colosimo Testa. Mark Sokolowski. Joe Beatrice. Mike Curley, Mike Galimi, Nick Papagiorno. Who's that? Maybe I didn't say his name right.
No, who's he with?
With the mayor. Oh, is that his father? His father's coming in, but maybe his father's not coming in this year.
That's who he's going to be playing with.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
John Stevens, the mayor of Ilion. Todd Carville, Oneida County DA. Herkimer County Group. Bono and Pisak will be in. Ryan Nobles from NBC. Rob Esch from the Comets. Stefan wants somebody to bring him food. I'm just going through this list here. It's unbelievable.
I already volunteered.
Dave Olney, although he might be coming in. Gary Johnson is confirmed to come in and perform. We have the sports guy from UTR, along with Matt Barbuto, coming in. Senator Joe Griffo. Julianne Price with Joe Furlow performing. Assemblyman Brian Miller. Farmer Jeff Lanigan, Farmer Ben, Carl Trainer.
Farmer Jeff Lanigan? Can we get Mayor Jeff Lanigan?
I'm sorry. County Executive Anthony Pacenti. Dr. William Lacates, he's the new president of MVHS.
Nice.
Rob Mashel, Paul Buckley. Another free money question of the day. Mike Haydick and his son. They come in every year. Ricky Z will perform. Justin Smithson he's been doing this show since the 90s. This special show, he was a child when he first started, and it's so great to have him still performing with us. Of course, Ricky Z does a tremendous job. Ray Durso, the Genesis Group, and the list goes on and on and on. It is a loaded day, which makes today one of the harder days to book. And one who can't be here tomorrow is Dr. Ken Hall. So today is his tomorrow, if that makes any sense. Doc, good morning.
Good morning. How you doing this morning?
Good, as always. We appreciate everything you do and are there. Did we talk last week about remembering to talk about something this week, or are we going to talk about what's really the hot topic right now?
I think we talked about it last week. So
okay, we're speaking in code. Okay, then. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm hearing it all over the place. Well, we're going to have to delay our Christmas. Christmas dinner's been delayed. With so-and-so sick, can't cook, trying to get unsick because they got to host dinner on Thursday, et cetera, et cetera. The flu seems to be out there and stronger than we've seen it in a long time.
Yeah, in the last 7 to 10 days, maybe as long as 2 weeks, it has taken off like a rocket, unfortunately. We are looking at potentially a very significant flu season. 2 weeks ago, it says the data indicated that this was going to be, okay. We were going to get flu and stuff, but it wasn't going to be overly terrible. But there has just been a huge increase in the number of flu cases, unfortunately, in the number of hospitalizations as well. So this is something that is this goes along with what happens and how they develop the flu vaccine. So this vaccine is actually fairly well matched against the major subgroups of flu that are currently circulating, but there is a particular subgroup that started to circulate at the end of the flu season in the southern hemisphere that it was not targeted toward. That is causing the problem, and this is called it's an H3N2 group with a subclad, as they call it, K. Which has 7 different mutations which allow it to somewhat evade the immune system, and that's what's causing this increase in people getting sick and people getting hospitalized. The good news is that even though it is not specific, the flu vaccine is not specifically targeted against this particular subclad, it still does protect against the majority of the H3N2, and therefore I'm still strongly recommending, in fact, more strongly recommending that people who have not yet gotten the flu vaccine should be getting it. because it will help to keep them from having a severe illness should they actually come down with the flu.
Now, what do you? So, if you have somebody that's saying, "Listen, I think I have the flu. I tested positive, but it's just a low-grade fever, but I just feel down," and they had the vaccination. Do you think the vaccination can make this symptoms less severe?
So yes, that's exactly what the data has been showing is that people that have gotten the flu vaccine are actually having less severe disease than those that. Now this is all preliminary, but that's what we're looking at, and that is exactly what we would expect. Because basically what the vaccine does is it primes your immune system so that when you are exposed to the native flu vaccine or to the native flu virus, it says, oh my gosh, there's something here that is not supposed to be here, and it turns your immune system on very quickly.
Right.
It doesn't keep you necessarily from developing symptoms, but the symptoms should be fairly minor.
Okay. Otherwise, you may be getting some severe conditions that could be very, very dangerous.
Yeah, and I really can't emphasize this too much. Is that when you look at the data across the last 7 to 10 days, the number of hospitalizations. So this is people that have become sick enough with the flu to actually be hospitalized. It has gone through the roof and is continuing an upward trend. So we don't know what it's going to look like in 2 weeks and 3 weeks, although I will tell you from past experience, and if past is prologue, then usually the worst time is about the first and second week in January, because that is after the holidays, and that's when people have gotten together, and then there's the incubation period. So you just have to be careful. If you're not feeling well, you're better off not. You're better off for yourself, taking care of yourself and your loved ones by not necessarily participating in the Christmas dinner or the Hanukkah dinner or the New Year's Eve party or whatever. You're better off staying home and taking care of yourself and not exposing people.
I don't know if they have dinners for Kwanzaa, but I do know that the Festivus mess for us, for the rest of us, is really a big feast. The Festivus feast.
It has something to do with an aluminum pole. That's all I know about it.
What happens is you heat up the pole and you get your hot dogs on a stick and you go around the pole and it cooks the hot dogs. That's a part of the Festivus celebration. Just don't stick your tongue on it because it'll burn. I guess the other thing that I think there's an interesting. I'll just say this on the flu issue. That I don't know that it's attributed to the flu, but I spoke to somebody just yesterday who's runs a local school district, and they had like 100 kids out just prior to the vacation, assuming that they're out because of flu and that sort of thing. So that's where this does spread. And then the other thing that's a biggie that's spreading around the state is strep throat. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so that also is another respiratory disease. It's caused by a bacteria as opposed to a virus. We do not have a vaccine for it, but this is the time of year when it spreads. It does seem to be having a little bit more of an uptick than what we normally see. It is possible, by the way, to get to be contaminated or to be infected with both the flu and strep. So if you're starting to have symptoms of what would be a severe sore throat, difficulty swallowing because of the pain, it feels like you're swallowing shards of glass, high fever, many times there's a rash, especially in younger kids. There's a very fine red rash that can go along with it. Very, very strongly encourage you to see or to reach out to your doctor, because you may need antibiotics for that. Yeah.
And then how do we prevent the spread when you're having your wonderful dinner? And how do we prevent the spread of scabies at the Christmas dinner? I've heard many cases where I'm sorry. Well, I guess you got to wash your hands, right?
Well, wash your hands and, be aware of people that have rashes on their wrists and on their
don't touch
ankles
'em.
because that's where they tend to tend to show most.
Well, it's not the craziest thing. Anything could happen, Doc. When you put a whole bunch of people together, anything can happen. So, how does Dr. Hall and his family celebrate the holidays?
So we are having a bunch of family over for starting really tomorrow and going until Friday. Not a large bunch, probably 7 or 8 people. We're definitely looking forward to it. We're going to be cooking we're going to be opening presents. We're going to be cooking a lot of food and hopefully not overeating too much. But we're really looking forward to it.
Nice. Well, listen, we appreciate your guidance through the year and being able to ask you questions, I think we've all saved thousands of dollars in copay just by being able to ask you the question without having to make an appointment. We do greatly appreciate that.
And I'm glad to help any way that I can. So thank you. And I'm sorry that I'm going to miss tomorrow. I really am. But, sometimes I actually get to travel too. So
well, enjoy. Have a blast, and we'll talk after the holiday. Thank you.
Sounds good. Thanks, everybody.
Right.
Have a great day, and please be safe.
Dr. Kent Hall, right there.
To Dr. Hall and anybody else who's going to be traveling tomorrow, just tune us in on the radio or the WIBX 950 mobile app and on YouTube.
Listen, YouTube becomes very easy as well. You can watch on your phone. You could watch on your computer. You could watch on television. The number of people that have that send us pictures where they're way out of town. Mello Testa, he'll send us pictures from Myrtle Beach, where he's watching down there on his flat screen TV, and it's just so easy because every TV has that smart aspect to it, and you can add the YouTube app. Once you add that app, you just search for Keeler Livestream or download the app here or listen on the radio, whatever it is you'd like to do. Our man Davey is mic'd up and ready to go. Good morning, Davey.
By the way, that was smart.
Good morning.
Aspect. Smart aspect.
Aspect. Yes.
Yeah. Go ahead, Smitty. Sorry, bud.
I was going to say good morning. That's all I have to say. And the bartender that we got, she's super excited. I've talked to her since you made this deal with her on Friday. Oh.
Yeah, right. Oh, you have. I hope this helps you.
Yeah.
Right? I think this is good, right? We should all say we are having a bartender here because people come and they want to have a holiday something or other.
A cocktail.
And we go till noon, for God's sake. So by around 7 o'clock, we start serving up for those that are interested. And having a bartender here to be able to assist is really does she have a signature cocktail?
No.
I think she does. I think she's starting out with Bloody Marys.
Oh, okay.
And Davey, do you want to give her name and all of that?
Alexa.
Are you asking your phone what
That's
what the name
is?
is?
Talking to your personal device in the house?
No.
Alexa.
Her name is Alexa.
Although I did when I saw her the other day, I'm sorry, I'm sure this has happened to her a million times. I walked up and said, Alexa, what time do the Bills play this weekend?
Don't ask her. She wouldn't have known.
She didn't know. She did not know.
She seemed like a really sweet girl, and it was very nice to meet her.
Thank you.
And just as Bill said, I hope it's a good thing that she's coming in to bartend here.
That's all I heard on the way home on Friday after the party. Oh, I'm going to be on the radio. You got to tune in. I'm going to be on the radio. You got to turn it.
We'll get her on. We'll get her on.
We'll get her on. But she's going to spend most of her time out there making drinks, I think,
yes.
right?
Yeah. Yeah, the bar's not in here.
Yes.
So. All right, we're doing the Hobeika free money question of the day, and Davey,
$250.
It's worth $250 today. Who knows what happens tomorrow? We're gonna do that after Manaski's news coming right up here. Stand by. Good question. Good chance for $250 coming up at WIBX.
It all began in 1985 with a single goal, a commitment to brighten our community. And with your kindness, that light grew brighter. Because for 40 years, you've helped Food Bank of Central New York deliver healthy food and hope. But that need continues to grow. So this year, please consider giving a little extra and make sure the light we shine together never goes out.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Tim, I'm delaying my cancer screening because my holiday list is just too big. I gotta buy the gifts, wrap the gifts, and find the inflatable Santa that mysteriously blew away.
You launched it with a leaf blower.
What are you talking about?
Oh my God. Listen, if you die of cancer, none of this matters. Not the lights, not the gifts, not Santa the Hindenburg.
Make sure you have a holiday list to complete next year. Listen to your doctor. Early detection of cancer can save your life.
Mattress Express's New Year's sale is on. Save up to $1,350 on New York State's largest selection of bedding from upstate New York's largest specialty bedding retailer. Go to mattressexpressny.com or call 1-800-NEW-BED.
Good morning. We have mostly cloudy skies, some light snow, and 32 degrees. Good morning. I'm Jeff Manaske, WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM News Time is 7:36. This news update brought to you by Clinton Tractor, the leader in service. Visit clintontractor.net. President Trump says the U.S. will build new battleships named after himself. The president says the Trump-class battleships will be the most lethal battleships the world has ever seen. The president said there will be 2 battleships built first, followed by another 8, and eventually a total of 25. More Epstein files are out. Overnight, the Department of Justice made more than 11,000 files available in its latest release, including court records, emails, videos, and news clippings. The DOJ was required to release all documents by December 19th under the Epstein Files Transparency Act, but officials say they've been coming out in batches due to the high volume and need to redact information from those files to protect victims. Meanwhile, the Trump administration telling dozens of senior diplomats to resign. According to reporting from ABC News, a source familiar with the matter confirmed that more than 24 career diplomats were informed they must leave their roles by January 15th or 16th. Those affected by the recall report being notified by phone that they were being removed from their posts abruptly and with no explanation provided. The FDA is recalling 83,000 bags of potentially radioactive frozen shrimp. They're sold at stores in the Northeast. One might ring a bell. The raw shrimp sold in 1-pound bags with an April 2027 Best Buy date was available at Safeway, Price Chopper, Jewel Osco, and Lucky supermarkets. No illnesses have been reported, but the FDA warns that repeated exposure to radioactive material can increase your cancer risk. Consumers are urged to not eat the shrimp and simply return it to the store for a refund. As we said, today is Festivus, the quirky holiday made famous by the 90s sitcom Seinfeld, created from the traditions of a writer's father in the 1960s. It features an aluminum pole instead of a tree, an airing of grievances to share disappointments, and feats of strength. Some fans still celebrate the offbeat holiday each year. Steelers wide receiver DK Metcalf being suspended the final 2 games of the regular season after an altercation with a fan during a game on Sunday against the Lions in Detroit. Metcalf was seen getting into it with the fan and throwing a punch during the team's 29-24 win. Now, reports say that Metcalf has a history with this fan dating back to his days with the Seattle Seahawks. And weather could affect travel plans for some. Some snow is expected today in the Northeast, including big cities like New York City and Boston, but we have a winter weather advisory here in Oneida, Madison, and Onondaga counties. We could see up to 2 to 5 inches of snowfall, maybe some rain mixing in with the snow as well. That advisory continues until 7 tomorrow morning. For a further look at your forecast, here's Ray Stajic from the Weather Channel.
All right, Old Man Winter trying to pay us a visit here the day before Christmas Eve. Let's call it Christmas Adam. A little bit of snow around here mixing with maybe some rain with winter weather advisories until tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. So it's going to be tough with accumulations. Generally around 1 to 3 inches across the Mohawk Valley, coming through Utica and Syracuse. Points north may get a little bit more. Same thing for the southern tier where you may get more snowfall. And as we head on through tonight, snow showers will mix with rain early. Over to snow showers later, 30 degrees. Clouds tomorrow with a high of 32. Christmas Day, cloudy, 35. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Patience and holiday cheer will get you through last-minute shopping and pre-Christmas travel.
I got to tell you, we had every year we'll do like either a prime rib for dinner or a tenderloin.
Mm-hmm.
So I did the prime rib was coming in at about $24 a pound.
Wow.
So if you're looking at 14 people, 15, 16 people, which we are, that's up there. So my wife is like, well, what if we, why don't you do your really nice meatloaf? I'm like, are you kidding me? I guess I can mold it to look like a roast. But what I found was, and this is probably too late, you may have already done this, but it's probably too late because a lot of people have already picked up their roast or whatever it is they're doing for Christmas. But the suggestion is one that is known by the butcher, and they say when you ask for this, a butcher will smile just a little bit because they know the secret, that you can get the same results that you'd get with a prime rib, with it's the top sirloin roast.
Okay.
Or I think they call it the king roast or something like that. But so and I'm told this is an awesome roast, and people will think they're eating roast beef. It's that good. And you have to ask your father about this.
Yeah.
But the prime rib was coming in at about $24 a pound. The prime top prime roast, whatever, top sirloin is $12 a pound. So
wow.
More than half of the price. So we're going on the cheap. I was to put a little sign there that says prime rib. Who's gonna know, right? Oh, and we're also serving radioactive shrimp at dinner this year. It's gonna be awesome. Davey, it's $250 on the line this morning for Habaika's free money question of the day. I'll do it for you. We're looking for caller number 10. Caller 10 right now. $250. It's another holiday category question, and we'll do it coming right up. Caller 10 at 315-736-0186. We'll do it next on WIBX.
Firestone Winter Force tires are designed to deliver impressive handling on snow, ice, and in wet weather conditions. Whether you have a coupe, sedan, wagon, or minivan, Winter Force tires let you drive with confidence, and you still get the comfortable driving experience you've come to expect from Firestone. Winter, you've met your match. Whatever you drive, drive a Firestone. Available at Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, or online at tallmanstire.com.
This year, give the gift of music, the gift of awe and wonder, the gift of a beautiful summer's day in upstate New York, highlighted with world-class opera and musical theater just minutes from Cooperstown. This year, give the gift of the Glimmerglass Festival. A variety of ticket packages are available for our 2026 season, or give a Glimmerglass gift card so they can enjoy the performances that fit their schedule. Visit glimmerglass.org and begin planning the summer experience of a lifetime at the 2026 Glimmerglass Festival.
Hurt in a car, call William Mattar, 315-444-4444.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
Scott and Jill here from New York Sash to tell you about our $25,000 home improvement giveaway.
You can enter to win $25,000 in new windows, siding, bath, or doors professionally installed by New York Sash. And we'll pick the winner live at the Nexus Center this February.
Just think about all the home renovations you could do with $25,000. Gorgeous, energy-efficient windows, stunning vinyl siding, a new bath remodel, or an entry door.
One lucky homeowner in Central New York will win, so why not you? There's no purchase necessary, but you have to be in it to win it.
So enter the $25,000 home improvement giveaway today at NewYorkSash.com/win. That's NewYorkSash.com/win, or enter in person at our showroom at 349 Oriskany Boulevard in Whitesboro.
And you can be the lucky winner of the $25,000 home improvement giveaway from New York Sash at the Home Show.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, coming up in a second, we're going to speak with Assemblyman Ken Blankenbush in the 117th. This week he announced, this past Thursday, announced that he's going to be retiring after 16 years on the job as a public servant. And we'll speak with Ken coming up in a few minutes. Right now, though, it's Hobica's free money question of the day. The day before the night before question of the day. And today it is worth $250. It comes from Joseph and Andrew Hobica, the Hobica law firm at 315-724-1600. And Lisa is in Oriskany. I never realized that's how it was originally pronounced by the Indians.
Yeah,
I think so. I think it was actually called Oriska.
Oriska, yeah. There wasn't even an NY on the end.
Yep.
Well, there's your question. $250. Congratulations. Nice.
Oh,
nice job.
Man.
I wish it was.
I had a good feeling.
Yeah, and you know what? It is. I am in firm belief that we all need to do something to make sure more of a spotlight is put on Oriskany. Because the Battle of Oriskany played such a huge role in the creation of this country, yet it gets kind of a back seat to
very, very important battle. Yep.
Really, really big. All right, Lisa, I'm hoping for you here. This is a tough one. However, if you've been to it, you will know it because it's a part of the book that you get when you go in. Okay, that's all I can say. Holiday time. So here we go. Here is your question for $250. The Radio City Rockettes started performing at New York City's Radio City Music Hall in 1932. For 7 years prior to that, they performed in another city. Which one? Ready, go.
Where did they originally perform?
Well, that's the question.
I was going to say Chicago. Just
Chicago.
Off the top of my head, I don't know.
Yeah, I thought that's a good guess.
Trenton, New Jersey.
It was.
I wouldn't have guessed that.
No,
Maybe
that's
New
not
York
it.
City would have been my next guess.
St. Louis is St.
Oh,
Louis.
St. Louis
is where it started.
I wouldn't have got that.
Technically, it started in I think in England and came over here and developed in. But the first Rockettes, the actual group. They were performing in St. Louis and then became so big they decided to move to the Big Apple in New York City. So, all right. Well, listen, it is. It wouldn't if it wasn't. There was no risk. It wouldn't be a contest. But your risk is zero because we're giving you the all-in-one food and fun card. It's a $25 gift card, good at Aquavino and Babes, the Comets, Games Pioneers, Nexus, the Odd. The list goes on. Plus. We'll give you a $30 car wash at Tidal Wave Auto Spa in New Hartford. So
really? I'm so excited.
I got to tell you, if you've not been to that new car wash, it's pretty cool. And they have this giant chamois at the it's the one over at the old Zeb's. It's a giant chamois that comes swooping over your car at the end to kind of give it a little bit of a shine. So. Stand by, and Davey is going to hook you up.
Well, thank you, everybody, so much. And everybody have a wonderful Christmas, a great New Year, and I'll be listening tomorrow morning.
All right. Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you.
We appreciate
Merry
it greatly. And Davey, Lisa is all yours. That's the new car wash. So they have a deal. I don't know exactly what. I think they were giving out free car washes, and if you spent $9 you get the car washes for the month. And now I believe they have a deal on their monthly, so you can get a car. You can go in any time and get a car wash, which is pretty cool. That thing was I know they had a lot of issues. They had to have a lot of issues. They might even be a different owner from the very beginning, but they are finally open at the former Zeb's. On the line right now is Ken Blankenbush. He's with the 117th Assembly District. He's been there for some 16 years, and he is now going to. Is that correct? Do I have your timeline right?
15.
15.
Yeah.
Well,
it'll be 15 years on 12 when I leave at 12/31 next year.
All right. Wow. Well, congratulations on that.
16.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
So
it seems like yesterday. I mean, when people talk about how time flies, I can remember the first campaign in 2010, and it just doesn't seem that it's gone by that fast.
Yeah. Well, and think about it. You're running every 2 years.
Yeah.
And so
isn't that term limits?
I think that's some people agree with you.
What's that?
He said, if you have to run every 2 years, isn't that term limits?
Isn't that term limits? I would like your opinion on this, because I think I'm, at least in this audience, I believe I'm in the minority often, by the way. But in this case, I'm not a believer of term limits. I feel that you work so hard to try to get up to speed, and we had term limits. By the time you kind of figure everything out and then gain a little bit of clout for your district, they want you to be termed out. I don't agree with that.
No, I years ago, I've got to admit, years ago, if we talked about this, I would have said I would agree with term limits. I don't feel that way anymore.
Yeah.
And the reason is that, first of all, when you go down there your first year, you got to be kidding. By the time you catch on to anything, that first or second year, you're running again.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. My two opponents right now are talking. Well, they're not my opponents anymore, are they?
Yeah, that's true.
The two opponents, which they announced before I announced that I was retiring, but they talk about term limits, and whether they understand the system or not, I question it, because one, the speaker and 102 Democrats in Albany do not agree with term limits.
Right.
So my one opponent that's from up here would say, I'm going to go down there and my major emphasis is going to be on term limits. Well, if your major emphasis is going to be on term limits, you're going to be really sadly disappointed.
Yeah, that's
exactly
right.
Yeah, that bill's going nowhere.
Yeah.
That bill is going
whether
nowhere.
you believe in it or not. I mean, let's
right.
start working on something you have a choice with. But
well,
yeah.
and it is. I feel like it's just a thing that everybody thinks. Well, the public, the voters are going to love this, and I'm going to get in, I'm going to do my time, and then I'm going to leave the way it was intended. But you're right. I believe is what term limits happen every 2 years on Election Day. That's just that. If the people don't like you, they don't want you there anymore. They're gonna say, and now more than ever, right? Because you have all this public funding of elections, you're sure to have an opponent now. So I am not a fan of term limits. So
well, I'm not a fan of term limits, and by the way, I'm not a fan of the campaign finance law. I voted no against that.
Yeah.
I don't believe taxpayers' money should help fund someone that you really don't support.
Well, we've already seen. I don't mean to interrupt, but I do a lot of campaigns, and you've already seen people who aren't even really serious about running. They end up getting so much money. It, in some cases, gives them a year's ride. It's going to be taken advantage of.
Yeah, well, isn't things like that always taken advantage of?
I know.
I mean, all you got to do is listen to the news in Minnesota.
Right.
I mean, what's happening? But I agree. I just don't like taxpayer-funded
I agree. I agree, and I'm, I do like when we see that people have opponents. I think that's healthy, but at the same time, when you can really know you're going to get a at least 1 year job that pays pretty well, because you're paying everything with that money, even though you're not supposed to. It's kind of part of the deal. I'm not there. What in terms of accomplishments? Not easy in the assembly. What do you think?
No, it isn't easy because you're doing an uphill battle all the time, and especially if you look at the elections now in New York City. My understanding is that there's some moderate Democrats from New York City that maybe the AOC gang is going to be running primaries against to get more and more of the liberal socialists into Senate. But a lot of the accomplishments is not, people don't know them because it's not something that you always hear about. And sometimes how I had to work to get a lot of the things done is I'll give you an example if you want me to. I had a bill with Joe Griffo, and my bill wasn't moving in the assembly, and I thought it was just a common sense type bill. So I went down, and I'll tell you, I'm using this example because people in Oneida County know him.
Yeah.
I went to Anthony Brandisi, and I said, Anthony, take a look at this. And he looked at the bill. He agreed with me on the bill. So he sponsored the bill. I co-sponsored the bill. You've got to do stuff like that to get stuff done. And I've been criticized by my opponent up here that says I have too many I've co-sponsored too many bills. But again, that's how you have to work. You have to work across the aisle with upstate Democrats that are, basically we have more in common with upstate Democrats than we do. But it's downstate that we have to fight.
Yeah, and that's an example of when you talk about term limits, too, that's also an example of knowing the landscape, having the time to understand, look, if I want to move this forward, I have to find a Democrat because I don't even know if it's true to this day, but it's been like that for decades in Albany where the majority party, once the minority party starts suggesting bills, they don't even get considered. They don't even get considered.
So, but I think if you stand, Ken, if you stand on, it's great that you have these candidates who will, or these not candidates, but representatives who will stand on principle. I am not voting for this because, yet at the end of the day, aren't we judged by what we end up accomplishing? And the only way, you got to look at things realistically. And if in your way is this giant mountain of Democrats, you have to find a way to get up that mountain into the other side.
Correct. And, a long time ago, when I was the first committeeman, there was an assemblyman in Lewis County that told Bobby Nortz, who told me, Ken, it's not Democrat-Republican as it is much upstate downstate.
Yeah.
And that's still the same thing. That was years and years ago.
Well, look at the heating, these new potential heating or electric restrictions.
Yeah.
A lot of that stuff it may work in the city, but it is just not going to work with our terrain, with our weather, with et cetera, et cetera. School districts the same thing.
I don't even believe it's going to work in the city.
Yeah, I know.
But up here, we've been fighting this electric, all electric thing that I call them the green people want. But at least we had a pushback on the January 1st new construction.
Yep.
And I think we're going to have to keep pushing and pushing back.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of the accomplishments that we're talking about is actually stopping things.
Right. Or sometimes it's just a delay, like the gas stove thing. And quickly, we're almost out of time. We have a listener.
I just wanted to mention, yes, we're almost out of time. Unfortunately, you've already got two announced candidates, Republicans, who want to run for the seat. But I think you're endorsing is a member of your staff has stepped forward and wants to run.
Yep. Tammy Nebewanek is my chief of staff. Actually, if you think about it, she has been part of every aspect of my job in the assembly.
Yeah.
She can start day one. You know, when you talk about going as a freshman down to Albany, she can start day one. And I'll tell you right now, she has worked very well with Oneida County. We could name, we don't have time, but when she gets on your show, she could tell you the accomplishments that she has done with me in Oneida County. We know we got Boonville and Lee as our two new after redistricting.
I'm gonna, if I can interrupt, if you don't mind, I'm gonna put you on hold. We do have a hard news break coming right up, but I want to give you a chance to talk about her. If you're willing to stick around, hang tight, and Davey, see if we can get him coming up.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, celebrating 100 years.
There are new Epstein files out. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Thousands more. But President Trump, who Democrats keep spotlighting in the investigation, insists.
What this whole thing is with Epstein is a way of trying to deflect from the tremendous success that the Republican Party has.
Congress mandated the files be turned over, but some lawmakers are considering holding Attorney General Pam Bondi in contempt for not handing them all over.
The latest release follows the first group made public on Friday that contained thousands of photos and Saturday's release that held grand jury transcripts. The Epstein Files Transparency Act required the DOJ to release all files on convicted sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein and his co-conspirator Ghislaine Maxwell by December 19th. But the DOJ says they will instead release them on a rolling basis, citing redactions that need to be made.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers. The U.S. military has blown up another boat in the operation targeting narco-terrorists said to be trafficking illegal drugs off Venezuela's coast.
The strike took place on a boat in the eastern Pacific Ocean. One person is said to have died. At least 105 people have been killed in 29 known strikes since early September. Some in Congress and human rights activists believe the strikes are illegal.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. The U.S. also keeps pursuing a third oil tanker near Venezuela, alleged to be carrying sanctioned black market oil. 2 other tankers already seized. Kilmar Abregu Garcia still home in Maryland and can be at least through Christmas, as the Trump administration keeps trying to deport him again after he was brought back to the U.S., then charged with human trafficking.
The judge in Kilmar Abregu Garcia's case told the government they have till Friday to say if ICE plans to try to take him back into custody again, and if so, explain why. The attorney for Abrego Garcia, Simon Sandoval-Moschenberg, says they will then reply to that, after which the judge will determine if she should continue to prohibit ICE from detaining him.
Fox's Jessica Rosenthal. None of us hit the jackpot last night, so the Powerball fortune's grown to $1.7 billion tomorrow night. That's the 4th largest U.S. lottery prize in history. America's listening to Fox News.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-486-9600. That's 800-486-9600.
The Commander-in-Chief is putting his name on an upgrade for the U.S. Navy.
Flanked by renderings of the Trump-class USS Defiant, President Trump announced his plans to modernize the Navy's fleet with battleships, he says, that are 100 times more powerful than any battleship ever built.
These cutting-edge vessels will be some of the most lethal surface warfare ships. It will be actually the most ever built other than our submarines.
The president says 2 new Trump-class ships will initially be built with the goal of increasing the fleet to more than 24 in the years ahead. He also plans to meet with defense contractors about speeding up production schedules and staying on budget. In Washington, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
Russia's bombarded Ukraine again with nearly 700 drones and missiles overnight, killing at least 3 people, causing widespread power outages after U.S.-led talks over the weekend trying to stop that war. On Wall Street, stock futures are now down modestly the day after gains. On Monday Night Football, the 49ers keep rolling as the Colts keep losing.
And they snap it instead on 3rd down and goal. Wide open, McCaffrey gets it instead.
Brock Purdy threw 5 touchdown passes, 2 of them to Christian McCaffrey, leading San Francisco past Indianapolis 48-27 on ESPN. The Niners' 5th straight win, the Colts' 5th loss in a row, which clinched playoff berths for Buffalo, Jacksonville, and the LA Chargers. A loss for the Pittsburgh Steelers, a star wide receiver sidelined.
The NFL has suspended DK Metcalf 2 games for initiating a physical confrontation with a fan during Sunday's victory over the Lions. Metcalf reportedly plans to appeal the suspension, which currently is set to prevent him from playing against the Browns on Sunday and in the team's regular season finale against the Ravens. Video showed Metcalf approaching a fan, reaching up and grabbing him by the shirt before swiping upward.
That's Joe Morgan. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
We have continuing snow showers, 32 degrees. Good morning. I'm Jeff Manaski, WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM news time is 8:05. This news update is brought to you by Clinton Tractor, the leader in service. Visit clintontractor.net. Well, I mentioned the snow. We have a winter weather advisory that's in effect for southern Oneida, Madison, and Onondaga counties. That continues until 7 tomorrow morning. Forecasters say we could see 2 to 5 inches of accumulating snow and some slippery conditions as rain may mix in this evening and tonight. A closer look at your forecast is coming up in just a few minutes. A former guard at Marcy Correctional Facility will get to remain free on bail as he tries to withdraw his guilty plea. David Walters was one of 10 officers indicted in connection with the brutal beating death of Robert Brooks last December. He accepted a plea deal that could have put him behind bars for up to 7 years, but his lawyer claims the judge changed his mind on a key part of the case. 2 fellow corrections officers who went on trial for murder were acquitted. Mohawk Valley Health System issuing a request for expressions of interest for the redevelopment of the former St. Elizabeth Medical Center campus. The more than 20-acre site on Genesee Street is mainly in a residential area. The redevelopment looks to provide market-rate housing while preserving the historic character of the area and enhancing South Utica. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM news time coming up on 8:07. Your Weather Center forecast is brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville.
All right, Old Man Winter trying to pay us a visit here the day before Christmas Eve. Let's call it Christmas Adam. A little bit of snow around here mixing with maybe some rain with winter weather advisories until tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. So it's going to be tough with accumulations. Generally around 1 to 3 inches in and across the Mohawk Valley coming through Utica and Syracuse. Points north may get a little bit more. Same thing for the southern tier where you may get more snowfall. And as we head on through tonight, snow showers will mix with rain early. Over to snow showers later, 30 degrees. Clouds tomorrow with a high of 32. Christmas Day, cloudy, 35. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stejik, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Snowing in 32 at 8:07. All right, moving quickly in sports. Stay tuned. We'll continue our conversation with retiring Assemblyman Ken Blankenbush in just a moment. Week 16 of the NFL season wrapped up last night. The 49ers beat the Colts 48-27. That's notable because it clinches playoff spots for 3 teams. The Buffalo Bills, Jacksonville Jaguars, and LA Chargers are now officially guaranteed a postseason spot. Syracuse basketball trounces Stonehill. The final 77-48 last night at the JMA Wireless Dome. The Orange held the Skyhawks to just 14 of 53 shooting from the field, keeping the visitors below 50 points in a dominant defensive performance. Also notable, senior J.J. Starling became the 67th player in program history to score 1,000 points with the Orange. He finished with a season-high 20 points. The Utica Comets are off during the Christmas week, or most of it, I should say. The Comets will be home at the Adirondack Bank Center on Saturday night. It is a 6 o'clock start as they host the Toronto Marlies. And the Mets making a trade. We discussed it earlier. Jeff McNeil is no longer a New York Met. He was sent to the Oakland A's along with $6 million in exchange for minor leaguer Yordan Rodriguez. And, Bill, I'll cut it short there so we can jump back into our conversation with the Assemblyman.
Well, we're speaking with Assemblyman Ken Blankenbush and talking about his tenure. We have a couple of comments as well, but there is someone, boy, the one thing that allows, I feel, and it'll be interesting to see what Ken says, allows these assemblymen to get up and running and not to create this constant pause every 2 years in government. Imagine if everybody was new every 2 years. And what would we do? Well, it's that staff. That's
where all the discussions of deep state came in, where you have people who've worked there for decades.
I guess. But at the end of the day, they're a huge part of government, and they know the ins and outs oftentimes, most times, before someone gets to ramp up when they get elected to the Assembly or to the Senate, or really any part of government throughout the entire country. It's that staff that allows for the to prevent the interruption of any progress. Let's bring in Ken on that. I don't know if you agree with that, Ken, but that's...
Oh, I absolutely. It's called central staff. And the central staff that works for the majority really tries to control things. And if you don't know how to maneuver around that, if you're new every 2 years, who's going to run Albany?
Yeah,
it's not going to be the electeds. It's going to be the staff, and that's the one thing that we fight.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
you fight down there to get your bills out, and all of a sudden you hear, well, central staff doesn't like it. Well, wow, they're not the electeds.
That's right.
I agree with you.
And we were talking just during the break, and we want to give you a chance to be able to speak about this. The person you're endorsing to replace you.
Well, first of all, I think, one, I take it as an obligation as a member of the Assembly to try to get Republican conference to keep this seat in the Republican hands. Now, it's a Republican district, let's face it, but I feel like it's an obligation for me to put and endorse the right person to take that seat.
Yeah.
Now, Tammy's been with me for several years now, but her website is up. If people want to go in and look at her resume, which I can't even talk about it a lot now because I need another half hour.
Yeah.
She has been around working. Actually, she even worked in Israel, over in Israel, in our embassy. So, I mean, she's had a history of working not only with nonprofits. She ran the YMCA here in Watertown, and then she went on to go to our school districts and work with school districts on the problem with kids having with vaping that is in our school districts. She has a wide range knowledge of not only just the Assembly, but what's happening in the world.
Yeah.
And so if you look at her resume, if the people who are going to try to run against her, if you want to compare resumes, and not only that, she's going to bring the same type of values for the North Country and the Mohawk Valley that I have been doing over the years. We're in line most 99% of the time.
Yeah.
But she, and by the way, hard worker. She gets up at 5 or 5:30 every morning, looks at all of the emails that come in, which is a lot of emails on a daily basis. She knows how to work through all of the problems that we have in Albany. And not only that, she works with the constituents. So she knows the problems down in Oneida County as well as she knows the problems up in St. Lawrence County. When you look at St. Lawrence County, for example, around that Governor Edwards, that area there, her mother was a CO. She was one of the first women that went in to open up the Governor Correction Facility.
Wow.
So she has a background working with COs. And when you look at the 60 people that were at the press conference and you look at who was there to support her, every county had people there. It wasn't just one county. So for people who want to take a look at her work ethic and what she's done and what she's accomplished, she's also made 113 or 120 phone calls to committee people telling them that she's running. Now, she does that not on government time.
Right,
she does
right.
that at night and on the weekends. But she's outreached to all of the chairs, which, by the way, the two opponents that we're talking about has not done that.
Yep.
So she's working, and she's always been very energetic, and she's very supportive of me over the years. She's worked in Albany with me. She's been in session with me. She's been at conferences with me. And when you look down in Oneida County, I can't. She should talk about that and what she's accomplished down there, especially with our two new. Boonville and Lee are brand new.
Yeah.
We worked very well in Camden with Mike Waterman, who's the county legislator there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we have, she has outreach to a lot of people. Great Lot, the Great Lot camp down there does a lot of community work. I mean, so I'm so happy that when I told her that I wasn't running, that she goes, I'm in.
That's awesome.
So she's going to be a good representative. By the way, too, if you look at Sylvan Beach to North Lawrence up in St. Lawrence County, that's a 4-hour drive.
It's a big district.
So when she represents us in the middle of our district, obviously she can be all over the district like I have. I'm excited about it.
You mentioned the district. It covers 117th covers portions of St. Lawrence, Jefferson, Lewis, and Oneida. And I'll call out some municipalities by name so those who are listening know. Boonville, Ava, Forestport, White Lake, Sylvan Beach, North Bay, Blossville, Camden, Vienna. Those resonate with a lot of local folks. But as you say, it goes all the way up to Watertown, Fort Drum, Lowville, Potsdam, Governor, Messina is the top of the district. So it is a very, very large district.
Now, I don't have Messina, and I don't have.
Oh, you don't have Messina?
No, I don't have a city in my district.
Wow.
I have all towns and villages.
Very rural district. So the problem is, by the way, going on the web trying to find the cities you represent and the towns you represent. We've done so much redistricting; it's tough to keep track. That's the problem. So,
I know.
Yeah,
I could send you a picture of it if you want.
Yes.
Well, I'm actually on your website right now. I apologize for.
Okay.
It's very adjacent to it. You're just outside of Potsdam and Messina. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yes, I am. But if I got the big cities of Star Lake and Cranberry Lake, and I got all the rural districts.
That's awesome. Well, listen, Ken, we congratulate you on your retirement. And
did we ask what's the reason? Is there a reason, or you're ready to move on?
What I said in the press conference is there was a rumor going around in Lewis County, especially, that I was sick and I have to step down. That's not the truth. Absolutely not the truth. Years ago, a member that sits next to me in session, he decided not to run, and I asked him, I said, why? And he looked at me and he said, it's just time. And when it gets to be that, that's what's going to happen to you. You're going to say, hey, it's just time. Yeah. And that's basically what it is.
I'm waiting for that day, personally. I'm waiting. It could happen at any morning. I wake up and I'm like, it's time. It's time.
Well, all my life, even when I was in business for myself, I never said to myself, at 62 I'm retiring. At 65 I'm retiring. Retirement has never been in my vocabulary. And so when I told my wife, I'm thinking I don't think I want to run again. I thought she was going to fall off the chair, and then her second thing she said to me, "What are you going to do?"
Yeah, you're certainly not going to stay around this house, are you? Ken Blankenbush, our congratulations to you and thank you, and we'll get your chief of staff on right after we get back after the first of the year. So,
all right. I appreciate it. And by the way, Brian Miller wants me to come down and the two of us go on your show.
Let's
handle
do it.
That?
I would love it, and you tell me when. And we love Brian as well. Brian's a good man.
Okay. Thank you very much. Have a good Christmas.
I look forward to seeing you here in studio. Thank you.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you.
Merry
Thanks,
Christmas.
Assemblyman.
Thank you.
All right.
Ken Blankenbush.
Ken Blankenbush, who is retiring from the New York State Assembly. I want to bring in Tanya J. Powers right now, who's taking in all of this and is going to use new terminology that apparently the younger people, the younger generation are all using that we probably won't understand. So she's going to summarize this entire Ken Blankenbush moment using new terminology. Okay, Tanya, good morning.
Oh, okay. Good morning. Yes. No,
Tanya,
I can't do that at all.
I hate to say this, but we could have brought my son in for this segment.
How many terms did how many terms? I think Ken Blankenbush did 6 or 7 terms. Oh, everybody goes
6, 7.
See, there you go. We're off to a great start now.
Yeah. So there was. Listen, you're going to be sitting at Christmas dinner, and there's going to be some things you might not be understanding, and Tanya can help. I hope.
Yeah, there's probably going to be a good bit that we don't understand from Gen Alpha. That's who we're talking about is Gen Alpha here, because they are the ones who are born between 2010 and 2025. That's Gen Alpha, the youngsters of the bunch here, and they've got quite the lexicon of terms. I mean, think about this. Every generation has had their own slang terms where, you say them and the parents and the grandparents kind of look at you like, what? Yeah. What does that even mean? Is that even a word? Is that, it happens with all of us. But at some point, we get the ones from the younger generations and we're like, I don't know. What do you mean by 6, 7? I don't get that. Like, and I'm kind of curious. You mentioned that we could have brought your son in for this. Tell me how this works around your house, because these are the stories I find fascinating. How the parents are dealing with the constant 6, 7 and skibbity and all the other things that are probably being fed around your house.
I got another one for you. Italian brain rot. Dad, he stole my Italian brain rot. So it's funny. I have joked before that I think, like, if we're in a restaurant, people hear us talking and they go, I know they're speaking English, but I have no idea what they're saying.
Yeah. What is
the
skibbity? Skibbity.
I'm not familiar with that, honestly.
Skibbity is one of those odd little terms. It really doesn't. It's kind of gibberish, honestly. This is one of those terms that have gotten a lot of questions. You can kind of drop it in different ways. It's a reference to the YouTube series Skibbity Toilet. That is an animated series on YouTube, and it is not like I'm not talking about like a Mickey Mouse animated. I'm talking about mobile toilets with human heads popping out of the bowls. It's a whole rabbit hole. If you've got a spare hour that you just don't want back.
What are we doing to our kids?
That's kind of where it came from, but it's used in a lot of different ways.
Do you remember, Tanya, because you would be the right demographic for this, where the girls, never the boys, it seemed, had this language that, I don't know, is it Amish or whatever they were? They would learn this language and they'd be talking back and forth, and the guys in class would have no idea what they were saying. Are you familiar with any of that, or was that an upstate New York thing?
That happens with adults as well. Most of the time, y'all I really don't know what the girls are saying. Yes, that was. It wasn't. I mean, for my generation, I'm Gen X. It was Valley Girl for us. I mean, anybody that spoke with those terms, it would just definitely got looks from the older generations. Like, this makes no sense. I'm sorry, gag me with a spoon. What does even that mean?
Right.
So everybody has had those, but I'm not 100% about what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, this makes sense.
Well, if you ever listen to an Amish person standing behind you in line, waiting for a purchase, which I just recently did, they speak there's 3 languages: German, something else, and English, and they combine it all together where you struggle trying to figure out what they're talking about, and that's kind of what I'm. The other thing is the initials during text messages. I oftentimes find myself saying, okay, I don't know what that means.
Yeah, BRB, LMK, TTYL.
Yeah, some of those I know, but yeah. All right, Tanya.
STFU. Sorry, can I say that?
Please have a. Well, funny thing here, you did.
I did not have that on my bingo card today, but okay.
And on that note, Tanya Powers, as always, we appreciate it. Thank you. Have a wonderful holiday. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.
I love hearing from Tanya.
J. Powers from Fox News Radio.
So
we have to
this Skibidi, real quickly.
Skibidi.
Again, this is similar to 6-7 in that the meaning of it really varies. 6-7 doesn't really mean anything. The Skibidi, again, I'm learning about this now. It's a YouTube toilet series where there are talking heads that come out of a toilet bowl. And I don't even know what they talk about. But it says the meaning can range from cool to good to bad to weird or cringe. So I think when you say Skibidi, you're referring to the series, and it depends on what you think of the series. If you think it's stupid and weird, then the word Skibidi means to you stupid and weird. But if you think it's cool or it's in, you'd be like, yeah, that's Skibidi. That's cool, right? That's the variance in how we have language now.
Yeah, and the end user, the person on the other side understands. And a lot of it, I think, has to do with the situation and your tone. Probably plays a role.
Tone, yes.
Yeah. Let me break and come back here. We've got a little bit more time before we get out. Tomorrow morning, we are live here from 6 a.m. until 12 noon with our biggest show of the year. There'll be dozens and dozens and dozens of people coming in, a ton of music, and you'll see maybe a local politician in a different light, trying to be a little funny, showing off another talent, maybe even singing. It's certainly possible. But it's a great show. It's tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. till 12 noon, sponsored by It's a Utica Thing Kitchen and Bar. They cater, and they'll do it right up through the New Year's holiday. So call them if you're in need of help. River Hills Properties continues to grow, and they continue to be a very important part of upstate New York. We're talking about from the very beginning, when you decide to sell your home, all the way to the end, you've added a team. You have a team that can lower the stress level and help you get everything done so that you can effectively and efficiently sell your home. They have offices in Barneville, Little Falls, Copenhagen, and Utica, Newport, coming soon to the city of Rome. And for those who are avoiding the cold, there's the amazing golf course of Gulf Coast, where there are many golf courses in Florida. Sarasota, Naples, Marco Island. Nobody sells homes like River Hills Properties. Call them today at 315-896-1009. Another, in Sarah's Flooring Outlet. We're about to install new tile in our home from Sarah's, and it is it's the flooring store. If it's flooring, you want to go to somebody that they deal in flooring. They know flooring. They have the largest inventory. That's in Sarah's. The largest anywhere. They have the 60-mile price guarantee, where you're always going to know you get the best price, and their selection is the greatest. You might find items that you won't find anywhere else, certainly none of the big box stores. Stay local. Stay within Sarah's Flooring Outlet, Route 49 Plaza, River Road, Marcy, and online at insarahsflooringoutlet.com.
Brought to you by Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
When it comes to the ones we love, their comfort and dignity matter most. That is why Hospice and Palliative Care is here for you. When you want your loved ones' wishes to be honored, when you want them to be comfortable, safe, and secure, and when you want them to be wherever they call home, Hospice and Palliative Care is the right choice. Our team of professional doctors, nurses, social workers, and bereavement counselors are dedicated to providing compassionate care every step of the way. At Hospice, your loved one is not alone, and neither are you. We are just a phone call away, ready to support you through this journey. Choose Hospice and Palliative Care, serving Oneida, Herkimer, and Eastern Madison County, for the comfort and dignity your loved ones deserve. For more information, visit our website, hospicecareinc.org, or call us today at 315-735-6484. Hospice and Palliative Care, Middle Settlement Road, New Hartford, serving Oneida, Herkimer, and Eastern Madison counties.
When you need us most.
Firestone Winter Force tires are designed to deliver impressive handling on snow, ice, and in wet weather conditions. Whether you have a coupe, sedan, wagon, or minivan, Winter Force tires let you drive with confidence, and you still get the comfortable driving experience you've come to expect from From Firestone, winter, you've met your match. Whatever you drive, drive a Firestone. Available at Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, or online at tallmanstire.com.
This year, give the gift of music, the gift of awe and wonder, the gift of a beautiful summer's day in upstate New York, highlighted with world-class opera and musical theater just minutes from Cooperstown. This year, give the gift of the Glimmerglass Festival. A variety of ticket packages are available for our 2026 season, or give a Glimmerglass gift card so they can enjoy the performances that fit their schedule. Visit glimmerglass.org and begin planning the summer experience of a lifetime at the 2026 Glimmerglass Festival.
Looking for a place filled with history, adventure, and community spirit? You'll find it all in Herkimer County. From scenic views in the Adirondacks to outdoor fun, unique shops, and festivals that bring our towns and villages to life. There's something for everyone. For a complete list of events and experiences, visit herkimercountyny.gov/events. Herkimer County, where history, commerce, and beauty collide. It's all happening here.
Get set for a special WIBX 100th Anniversary Christmas Special all day this Wednesday and Thursday on WIBX. First, the holiday kicks off with the Keeler Christmas Eve Extravaganza. Christmas Eve morning from 6 a.m. through noon. Then, afternoon, Christmas Eve, enjoy the amazing holiday sounds of Mannheim Steamroller. And be near the radio for holiday football. We'll have the NFL games live on Christmas Day on WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Celebrating 100 years. Celebrating 100 years. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
I'm trying to get this. We're going to need this for tomorrow. I'm trying to get it to work, and I can't seem to figure out how. Jeff Manaski.
Yes, so Bill's over here playing with microphones and making sure things are going to work or not work for tomorrow. But I'm going to go to the comments here. Lance and Lee got a little frustrated with me, I think. He said I must be on super secret double probation or double super secret probation because I didn't read his comments yesterday. But we just kind of ran out of time. So I want to get to some of those comments right now. Lance in Lee says, my Utica City Hall people tell me that the mayor is not looking forward to Miola butting his nose into city finances. I, for one, am looking forward to finally having someone up there to scrutinize frivolous spending. The current guy seems to have checked out years ago, in my opinion, of course. And, of course, that's Lance's opinion. And he's referring to Bill Morehouse, who is a Democrat. So, okay. So he says Mr. Carcone's statement was a response. All right, yeah, he sent me screenshots with Tommy Carcone criticizing Mayor Mike Galimi. I don't have context for that. I do have the comment here, but I don't know what the context is. So I guess for now we're going to skip it. Bill, when you ran down the list of guests coming up on the show yesterday, Lance said, he refers to her as Ma Aiello. I didn't hear Ma Aiello's name on the list. I can tell you Katie Aiello and Heather Wazlewski are both coming in tomorrow. We have some people in my text messages here, I guess, that we haven't. What'd you do? Oh, the scissors.
These were
broke.
scissors. Davey, do you have scissors I could use? I just completely turned these into a weapon.
You'll appreciate that if you're watching on YouTube. Bill went to cut the what is that? The
I'm
zip
trying
tie?
to do
It's so strong it broke the scissors.
I wanted to do a live on-air test because we're gonna have a lot of music coming in. I'm gonna try not to break them, but you never know with me. You never know. Let's see. Not broken.
Nice.
I'm going to try my hardest to get this to do an on-air test, so we hear what it sounds like on the air. So when there's music playing tomorrow, it sounds spectacular.
All right, I have to. Now, you're going to want to listen up to this one. You were talking about the price of prime rib, is it? Yes.
I was.
Lance says Mezzaferro's in Rome had prime rib for $11 a pound.
That's awesome.
That's
half the price, more than half than what you're going to pay anywhere else.
Mezzaferro's in Rome had prime rib $11. Got to shop around. So He also said, Jeff, you look like John Gotti covering your mouth when you talk to Bill off the air.
That's because we're saying things about you, Lance. And, we don't
I
want
wasn't.
Can you plug that into unplug your computer and plug that in?
Yeah.
That's possible.
There's sometimes I say things that aren't fit for the air.
Yeah.
No, this is a different outlet.
Oh, you need that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, keep going.
So, yeah, sometimes I cover my mouth and I say things, the comments off air to Bill. One of them had to do with the sticker mule guy, which I thought was unfair. If it's not true, then I shouldn't say it. I shouldn't be seen saying it. But if it is true, it's a good joke, and I will repeat it.
Yeah.
He also says, term limits are huge for many. This is our conversation with Blankenbush. Term limits are huge for many, should be instituted for any elected position, including school boards. And then he also had a negative comment on Blankenbush's chief of staff. He says the chief of staff wants to milk the system now, too. I don't think that's fair. But to your comment...
I know he's for term limits, and
I get it. I understand the argument.
But I don't agree with it.
Right.
And I do believe that somebody like a chief of staff who understands the system, you just assume that all politicians are bilking the system. There are, I believe most of them are really working very hard. And you know that when you call, like, for instance, we were just talking about Brian Miller. There's somebody I know that's outside of his district who needs help. Griffo's done the same. They all do this.
Well,
Mary Ann does it.
Told not to.
I know, but they need help. And they can't find help, so they call a representative. And I know that in this case, Brian is helping out somebody that's just outside his district. But without having that number to call, I'm a firm believer there's always an answer. And there's always a solution, even to the worst problems. I understand sometimes you run out of those, but at least you have to exhaust everything. And by being able to call your assembly office, constituent services are incredibly important. Or call your Senate office, your congressperson. That's why they are there, to really make sure there's a connection between you and your government. And I think that's really important. Any other comments?
Well, I just got a text message from my mother, and I thought she got the rib from someplace else, the prime rib. She actually got it from Price Chopper. It was $10.99 a pound. It's right on the sticker here.
Prime rib?
Prime rib. It says $10.99 a pound.
Oh, that's really good.
16.26 pounds. It was $178.
That's really the crazy part, right?
Yeah.
What you're going to pay. Let me break quickly. We'll come back. Actually, I'll take these first. These guys have been waiting. Tony, you're on the radio. Good morning, Tony. Good morning.
Good morning. I wanted to wish you and yours, the guys at WIBX, and all the listeners of the Keeler Show, a very happy holidays.
Well, thank you.
And can I get a little political with you?
It sounds like you're going to. Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's crazy how we figure out how we can balance a school budget, but yet we can spend millions of dollars on sports entertainment, you know? It's backwards. Our whole economy, our lifestyle is backwards. We don't need a minimum wage. We need a maximum wage to get real American people back to work. Balance the budget. You know, we're trillions of dollars in debt. You know? It's ridiculous. You know?
Well, it sounds like you're running. Are you running for Are you running for office yourself? It almost sounds.
To try. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody would want to hire a blind guy that's disabled. So I don't know.
Well, you never know.
But there should never be one billionaire in this country. Nobody works hard enough to make $1 billion. But look at Taylor Swift. You know.
Yeah.
She's making more money than Oprah Winfrey and Paul McCartney combined.
Yeah. Well, yeah, she's making some real dough. There's no doubt about it.
She's basically in the top 5 with Vince McMahon and Donald Trump.
Yeah.
It's an interesting point to consider, I will say, because if you look, for instance, at Taylor Swift as the example, if she wasn't making so much money, it would stand to reason maybe she would pay the roadies and the staff more because she would be capped out. But again, I don't know that that's what the American system is built on.
Right.
It's her concert sales, her marketing as far as merchandising and stuff. So the record companies are laughing all the way to the bank. I'll tell you, she makes more money than Travis Kelce.
Well, you know, she walked away from her record company, and you got to say she's a pretty good business person. She walked away from her record company, re-recorded everything under her own label, and got all of her fans, many of her fans, to buy all those remakes, and now the company's not making the money. She is. So I'd say that's pretty. Somebody's guiding her, or she's brilliant.
Yeah.
So, all right, Tony. Thank you, man. Happy holidays
Thank you
to
for the
you.
call. Yeah,
and as you
you
say,
too.
to you and yours. Thank you.
You know, and
You too.
Tony made a comment saying, you know, and Taylor Swift makes more than Travis Kelce, and kind of laughed that off. I, for one, and I'm a big sports fan, but think athletes are way overpaid.
Yes.
Way overpaid.
Yeah. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2 3 4.
Check
Gino.
1 2.
Gino,
Who's
did
this?
you get it?
Hello, Lucia. Good morning. You're on the radio.
Good morning.
It's Lucia.
Merry Christmas.
My question
Gino,
for you today is, did Gino get it?
Did Gino get it? The salad.
Oh,
He's
yes,
gonna
you
go
got to get the
upstairs
salad.
To get a salad. I'm sorry.
No worries.
You took me there a second. That's what
Yeah.
he's getting. So
315-736-0186 is the number. We'll take a few phone calls. Hello, Lucia. Good morning.
Good morning. You told me a few days ago that somebody did not understand you when you were saying prosciutto, right?
Yes, that is true.
You were saying properly. So now, listen to what happened to me. I was in a meeting,
Yeah.
For my brother, something important, very to me.
Mm-hmm.
And a woman who runs the place was accusing me that when I speak, she goes to me 3 times, please do not give me the finger. When Italians speak, you speak sometimes. I don't do it all the time. I don't know if you remember. With your hands.
I see. So she thought you were giving her the finger.
And it's a beautiful thing, but because the woman is confused. She tried to nail me to the cross. She said to me, please, don't give me the finger. Lady, I'm speaking. I don't even think of the finger. I didn't even know what the finger was.
Yeah, your hands are just moving, and it's pure emotion. You have emotion, for God's sakes.
So the way I do it sometimes is not meaning anything. You open your fingers and you go like that. I say, lady, I'm not that kind of person. I would not give you no finger. I don't think that way. I learned this here when my kids were teenagers in the car.
Well,
And the lady wouldn't let me go inside my driveway. And I deep, she was mad. She gave me a finger. Now, I didn't know what it was.
Right.
So now...
Which finger did she give you? Was it thumbs up? That could mean something completely different.
No.
Index
I
finger,
did not
you
know
go
what-
there. Or
I did not understand what finger it is. So the children started to laugh when I opened my window and I give her my thumb. And they said, laughing, oh, it's not like that. And I said, what do you mean? And they explained that it's something bad.
Yes.
So I
Funny
didn't
how
even
they,
know what
they
the
know,
heck
yeah.
it was.
What I have a vision right now, Lucia, of you. The woman is in front of your vehicle. She is giving you the finger. You roll your window down, and my vision of you right now is you give her the finger right back.
But I didn't know how to do it even because I didn't know what it meant.
Yeah.
I didn't know what she was doing.
And then your grandchildren will be like, no, that's your ring finger. Wrong finger. Yeah.
No.
Listen,
It
it is sometimes I wonder why people get so angry, and they only cause themselves stress and the loss of hair and gray hairs.
Yeah.
Sometimes they should just take a deep breath, and the world will, and you pull out of the way so you can get in your driveway, for God's sakes.
But Bill, I couldn't get in my driveway. But they was okay.
That's my point.
So
That's my
how
point,
I
yeah.
learned. That's how I learned about the finger.
About the finger.
So now this woman
Yeah.
is accusing me of talking in the
Of
meeting.
using the finger, when all you're trying to do is just speak the way you speak.
That's how I try.
Yes.
And I have my legs crossed, and she keeps saying it. You know why? She wants him to nail me. It's not going to happen.
Not going to happen with
Lady.
you. That's
when
awesome.
it's wrong, Bill, I will fight when I'm right. If I'm wrong, I will apologize 1,000,000 times.
I know.
Whatever.
Can I ask you
Whatever.
one final question? What kind of salad is Gino getting right now?
Oh, the mixed salad.
Nice. That's very good.
It's a mix with everything in it. And
Beautiful.
then you make your own stuff in it. And
Like an
then-
antipasto?
Oh, he said
me?
antipasta.
Did I say it wrong?
Oh, okay. I didn't know what you meant.
Yeah.
You say antipasto.
Antipasto. Okay.
No,
Yeah.
antipasto.
Antipasto.
Okay.
Perfect. Hey,
But in
Keeler,
Utica, it's antipasto.
Right.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so now, see, I didn't understand it, Yeah, but
all
it's fun. I mean, it's exciting.
It
They
is.
pretend that we pretend that it's a dialect.
Tomorrow,
Because the people-
yes, it is a dialect. Yeah, the way that people talk here.
It's fun, though. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They're trying to say it properly.
Yeah, like a
and they
Brooklyn
don't know better.
person would say.
It's a beautiful. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's beautiful.
Uh,
It is a character, right?
It is. Lucia, you have a wonderful holiday. Tomorrow we're on from 6 a.m. until noon. I hope you tune in tomorrow or even stop by.
I will.
Okay.
I will. Thank you so much. Thank
All
you.
right, thanks.
Ciao.
Okay, ciao. Lucia. One more, Davey. What do you want me to do? Sergio is in Ilion. I'll do one more, and then I got a break. Hello, Sergio. So good to hear from you. Good morning.
Hello. So I saw the commercial on TV for the real men get tested.
Yes.
And the first thing I thought is, well, now NORAD's got to track 2 Santa fly boxes.
If you've not seen the commercial yet, there's a launching Santa Claus theme to the commercial. And the idea is, I'm not going to get tested because I got so much to do, and you'll see how it all plays out. Be playing several times through the holidays, so that's cool. I'm glad you saw it.
Yes, it was funny.
All right. Well, listen, Sergio, it's so good to hear from you. I hope you have a wonderful, awesome holiday and safe holiday season.
Yes.
All
Merry
right.
Christmas to all.
Merry Christmas. Thank you, Sergio. Have a great day. Thanks so much. Quick break. We'll come right back at WIBX.
10 athletes will face the toughest job interview in fitness that will push past physical and mental breaking points. You are the fittest of the fit. Only one of you will leave here with an iFit contract for $250,000.
This is when mindset comes in.
Someone will be eliminated.
Pressure is coming down.
Trainer Games on Prime Video January 8th. Watch the trailer on trainergames.com.
With Steel, batteries are included. This holiday season, give a gift that's ready to go right out of the box. For everything from cleaning up the yard to cutting up firewood, Steel tools check off the wish list and knock out the to-do list. And right now, buy select battery tool sets and get a free extra battery. Visit SteelUSA.com for holiday deals and gift ideas. Happy holidays from Steel. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
This station is brought to you by John's Mobile Home Parts and Accessories in Oriskany Falls. For all your mobile home needs, it's worth the trip. Visit johnsmobilehomeparts.com for more info.
All right, Old Man Winter trying to pay us a visit here the day before Christmas Eve. Let's call it Christmas Adam. A little bit of snow around here mixing with maybe some rain with winter weather advisories until tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. So it's going to be tough with accumulations. Generally around 1 to 3 inches across the Mohawk Valley, coming through Utica and Syracuse. Points north may get a little bit more. Same thing for the southern tier where you may get more snowfall. And as we head on through tonight, snow showers will mix with rain early. Over to snow showers later, 30 degrees. Clouds tomorrow with a high of 32. Christmas Day, cloudy, 35. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stejik, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
We have some light snow and 32 degrees at 8:47.
Celebrating 100 years.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
So I have to say, Lance is explaining the Ma Aiello comment, and it's hilarious, and I think we should keep it as long as, I guess, Katie's not
so
offended
what is
by
that?
it.
I think she's
It was
on
a typo.
tomorrow, right?
She is on tomorrow.
Yeah.
It was a typo. The S and the A are close. He meant Miss Aiello.
Ms. or Miss.
Miss Aiello.
Okay, fair enough.
And it came out Ma Aiello. So he says, so Jeff, you worked for a local politician. What's your take on milking the system? I'm sure plenty of it goes on. I can tell you that in my opinion, generally, at all levels of government, yeah, there's some milking that goes on, but I never saw that in Mary Ann's office. As a matter of fact, it was pretty strict as far as, if I had to, and I can't think of a specific example, but like say if my son was sick and he needed to be picked up from school, I had to put on the time card that I didn't work that hour, and I would have to make up that hour later in the day because she said it very frankly. Look, if people see Jeff Manaski out running around doing errands in the middle of the day and your time clock says you're supposed to be working, she's like, that reflects on me. You're a state employee, and like you're only going to get paid for the hours that you work.
In the studio right now is Tim Reed. Good morning.
Which
Good
I
morning.
understand, and
Yeah.
everybody respected that.
Well, it kind of plays a little bit off of, I think, your earlier conversation in regards to talking about term limits and things like that,
Yeah,
or whatever it is that, people will say, well, that's milking the system. Well, it's somebody's cow, right? So
Yes.
if you can get more cows than the other politician, is that milking, or is that doing your constituencies?
Right. That's exactly
work?
right. If you're milking is helping your community, then more power to you. I would
Exactly.
think. Here's the other part that I think we've lost. We are in a world where, and this it is, I attribute this much to Donald Trump, but it's not his fault. He's the solution to the problem, and that is that everything is corrupt. And I do believe, I'm a firm believer that if you think everything's corrupt, then you must be corrupt, because you just assume everyone, you do it this way, you would take advantage, so everybody must do it. I'm not saying that he is, but he is the fix. So no one trusts government anymore, to the point where everyone must be skimming off the top. Everyone must be milking the system. Everyone must be, there's no way. The only way that there's a checks and balance here is by having term limits or unelecting somebody or electing somebody else. The reality is that's why we have Democrats and Republicans. And I realize it's a bit of a landslide in New York State, but not so much upstate. Upstate, we have a lot of, there's probably more Republicans than Democrats. But your opponent, when you have an opponent, keeps track of the things that you do.
Right.
It's why when I've worked on a lot of political campaigns, and I want to tell you, I have been there has been one that I have worked on where I felt uncomfortable in that I think that money on the campaign was being used poorly and for personal use. I'm not going to say who that candidate is. They never got elected, so they never became a member of the public.
You don't have to say, let me guess. No, I'm kidding.
Please don't. But it was just, hey, we're all going down here, and everybody come on over. We're all, dinner and drinks, and it's like, this is campaign money. This is what are we doing with this money? I could put this into commercials that would benefit you. And there was a lot of that crap. It is the only time it's ever happened. Every other time, the politician is using one phone over here for personal, and he's got another phone that he uses or she uses for political, for their government work. I think they work really, really hard to follow the rules. The people that I know that are elected to office work really, really hard. No, it was not Claudia Tenney.
I will say
she was elected. She ran a very tight campaign.
There is more than enough government corruption and milking to go around, but I also feel like the ones I know are good ones.
Yeah, I'm sure it happens, but I don't see it. I haven't seen it with people I've worked with.
And just to quickly follow up on that point, as a matter of fact, this was actually I don't want to say embarrassing, but I was caught off guard. You're not supposed to talk about reelection campaigns, et cetera,
while working
the
in your
district
government office.
Yeah. So, and Marianne was extremely strict on that. I was not party to anything that involved that, and she didn't allow anybody to talk about it. And she made that clear to me. If somebody calls on this, you can't talk about it. You can't discuss it. Like if a constituent calls, if I'm having a fundraiser, whatever. So I was getting media calls one day, and it was the little local folks and text messages. And, hey, can we get a press release on Marianne's announcement today? And I'm like, what? Marianne's announcement today. And I was totally caught off guard because I wasn't at a press conference. I didn't prepare for a press conference.
You don't work on her campaign.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I responded to one of the people, and I said, it's busy in here, and she's got a lot going on. Just so we're clear, what press release are you looking for? And they said she had re-announced today, and I went, oh. So then I had to call her and then put that person in touch with her.
Wrong office.
Yes,
yeah.
Wrong office.
You
But
wanted
I
a
didn't
campaign.
even know
Yeah.
the day she was re-announcing. I did not even know it was happening. I was totally embarrassed by it.
Tim, you want to react
Well,
to that?
one of the things Blankenbush said, and I totally agree with, is, you put term limits in, the staff becomes the most powerful force of government because those people will hang around forever. See, Jeff, you hung around in regards to we want this term limits. You actually could have been running New York State.
Yeah, because what happens is
6 months wasn't enough.
Yeah,
you have the politician who is the weak link in the whole process because they're new every 2 years.
The faceless group behind it are the ones that are
really doing a lot of it.
And the second thing is I got to say is when they talk about this corruption or whatever, it's very difficult to disprove a negative. So if whether it's what Donald Trump's dealing with Epstein or UFOs or whatever those things are, if you don't have trust in someone, it doesn't matter what you tell someone.
Yep.
It doesn't matter
because no one's going to believe it.
Nope.
They're gonna like right now they distrust from a certain from the I guess the other side. The distrust is that no matter what they put out, they're hiding. They're protecting somebody.
Correct.
Somebody. Davey, you want to add something? Here,
maybe I should have been term limit for all the years I've been here.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You can't leave.
Because we know Davey's running the whole thing. Lance and Lee. Bill, look at what Katie exposes just in Utica. None of that would hit the public unless she did that. I find that refreshing. Well, that's kind of what I don't know that what she's exposing is corruption. I don't think she's exposing corruption on her fellow members of the council. But it is that's what I'm talking about. You have Republicans and Democrats. Your opponent, the person who you're at odds with, is keeping track of your every move. And that's a checks and balance. To me, that's why our government can work. I'm not saying it's working. At the local level, I think we're working. But at the national level, I worry a little bit. What else? Sounds like I might need to make a road trip. Okay. That's Mr. Nice Guy. He's probably friends with ex-judge from Little Falls. I don't know what that is. John says, QAnon John, the deep state is being completely destroyed. And then Tony Baloney.
Well, something's being destroyed. I don't know if it's the deep state.
Lance should be a guest on the show. Now, that would be interesting. Well, we don't even know who he is.
Maybe he has been.
Yeah.
Maybe he has been. That is
or
very
she
true.
has been.
He gets to weigh in on enough topics, that's for sure.
Oh, Tim, that's a good point. Or she has been.
Maybe he's got us all duped. Maybe they have us all duped.
Good use of pronouns.
Thank you.
You're giving me a time and when you want me out.
58,
I know there's
5805.
There's stuff all over the place here. I'm sorry, Davey. Listen, Steve Pani Mazda, tomorrow, Ricky Z will be in with his keyboard. It's going to be exciting. We've just had. You just added who?
Oh boy, Katie's on, Frank is on, Keith James is on.
Keith James, you just added Keith. Gridley Page was just added for tomorrow morning.
Sal Barbero's going to stop in.
We're going to be loaded up tomorrow from 6 a.m. until 12 noon. Davey, the phones are ringing off the hook. I don't know what in the hell's going on. It's the Mazda More to Move You sales event, and it's back. It's Steve Pani Mazda. You can get some unbelievable deals right now before the end of the year. 1.9% APR financing on new 2025 CX-70s, 90s, 5s, 50s, 0.9% on new 2025 Mazda CX-5, CX-50 turbo models. See the dealership for details. Let's make your deal with Steve Pani Mazda. That's Ricky Z. The Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills. They are now accepting new patients and booking into 2026. You can get that really amazing OMT, osteopathic manipulation treatment. I get it every month. It kind of kicks me off and gets me ready to deal with the month. But it takes a while. Get that appointment in now so you can get in. They've just added Dr. Cheryl Mattern of Sequoia, so they have a new physician on staff, along with Dr. Zielinski, Dr. Shemileski, and others, all under one roof at the Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills. And one more. Portions of the proceeds brought to you by the Good Feet Store.
Portions of the proceeds? I thought we kept those.
Portions of the program brought to you by the Good Feet Store. Yeah. Thank you. And they are arch support specialists. You're hearing people all the time saying, I couldn't walk well. I was in pain. It was all about the way I walk. It was about my feet. And they can help with a free fitting and test walk. No appointment is needed. It's the Good Feet Store. No appointment needed. 4630 Commercial Drive in New Hartford. Got to go. We're back tomorrow, 6 a.m. till 12 noon. I hope you're tuning in tomorrow morning.
Hurt in a car? Call William Attar. 315-444-4444.
Firestone Winter Force tires are designed to deliver impressive handling on snow, ice, and in wet weather conditions. Whether you have a coupe, sedan, wagon, or minivan, Winter Force tires let you drive with confidence, and you still get the comfortable driving experience you've come to expect from Firestone. Winter, you've met your match. Whatever you drive, drive a Firestone. Available at Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, or online at tallmanstire.com.
Get set for a special WIDX 100th Anniversary Christmas Special all day this Wednesday and Thursday on WIDX. First, the holiday kicks off with the Keeler Christmas Eve Extravaganza. Christmas Eve morning from 6 a.m. through noon. It's a who's who list of guests with a few big surprises and amazing live music all morning long. Sponsored by It's a Utica Kitchen and Bar, Leland Ave, Utica. Let It's a Utica cater your holiday party. Visit itsautica.com. Ship their amazing Riggy sauce or Matavani anywhere in the country. Then, afternoon, Christmas Eve, enjoy the amazing holiday sounds of Mannheim Steamroller with a special holiday presentation all day long. And unwrap the gifts Christmas Day and be near the radio for holiday football. We'll have the NFL games live on Christmas Day. It's a Christmas 100th anniversary celebration, starting with the Keeler Christmas Eve Extravaganza, 6 a.m. till noon Christmas Eve on WIBX 950 M90. From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, celebrating 100 years.
Another drug trafficking boat blown up off the Venezuela coast. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, and President Trump has this message for leader Nicolas Maduro, who's considered illegitimate and wanted for drug crimes in the U.S.
He could do whatever he wants. It's all right. Whatever he wants to do. If he wants to do something, if he plays tough, it'll be the last time he's ever able to play tough.
This is now the 29th strike against an alleged drug boat. U.S. Southern Command says one man was killed, the death toll now topping 100, and it comes as the U.S. targets oil tankers off the coast of Venezuela. DHS Secretary Kristi Noem says the seizures are meant to send a message to Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro that he needs to go.
Fox's Madeline Rivera. The Justice Department has released thousands more files from the Jeffrey Epstein sex trafficking investigation as mandated by Congress. Includes more photos and videos. Fox's Jared Halpern reports.
President Trump says he does not like seeing photographs of former President Bill Clinton and many others included in a Justice Department release of the Epstein files.
A lot of people are very angry that pictures are being released of other people that really had nothing to do with Epstein, but they're in a picture with him because he was at a party.
Democrats have been spotlighting files related to the president. More than a week after the Brown University shooting that left 2 students dead, the campus police chief has been put on leave.
The Department of Education says it will examine whether Brown University violated the Clery Act, which requires universities that receive federal financial aid to maintain certain campus safety standards.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers. The gunman killed himself after also murdering an MIT professor. We just got another report on the economy delayed by the long government shutdown, showing better than expected third quarter growth.
The GDP that is coming out right now is at 4.3%, much better than expected.
Fox Business Network's Maria Bartiromo. Since nobody hit the Powerball jackpot last night, again, it's ballooned to $1.7 billion tomorrow night, the 4th largest lottery prize of all time. America's listening to Fox News.